Hello, everybody. How are ya? How are ya? How are ya? How's everybody doing tonight? Anybody out there yet? It's another Wednesday night, and here we are, out chatting, drinking some beer, maybe get some people on here, talk about some barbecue, bat some flies off of our face, talk a little grilling. Maybe my granddaughter will show up, come by and say hi. Yeah. I think this might become a weekly thing. This is my third Wednesday in a row that I've done this. I'm having a blast. Hope somebody shows. Hope they show soon. Da, 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 da. What's going on in everybody's life? Well, I'm doing good. Thanks, dude. I'm just kind of hanging out here, watching the channel, enjoying it, just kind of chilling, drinking a pub beer. Well, tell me about, hey, what's going on? I want to breathe smoke. And Josh, what's going on, guys? How's everybody doing? I'm going to put the link out there, so if anybody wants to hop on there and say hi, you are more than welcome. Hello, hello. What's happening? Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good one. That's the link right there. If you want to join the chat, please do. We're just going to sit here and talk barbecue and, vacations, you name it. We got Strong's Adventures on here. Hello, hello. Tell us about your adventures. Come on. Zach is supposed to be here. Zach, the cameraman, is supposed to be here any minute. Daddy Dutch. Hey, Kent. How are you? There's a link right there if you want to come on. We're just kind of chilling, drinking some beer, maybe talk some barbecue, some adventures, a little grilling, whatever. I'm kind of liking this Wednesday night thing. Going up against some big hitters, though, like Keith and was it SDDS Barbecue? Those are some big hitters, man. We had a royalty on here last week, too, as well, so it was awesome. Chris Kirk, how are you, my friend? Good evening. Good evening. So, yeah, we had Phil from Daddy Cooks on here last week. We had a blast. Oh, Kent, come on. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. My hair isn't done. So, guys, I have to tell you up front, I am on call this week for my day job. And I may have to run. That's why Zach is going to hop on here in a bit. He's just going to kind of go with it. A little fish in the kitchen. Hello, hello. Oh, my goodness. Do I? Oh, my God. What the hell is going on?
What's up, Mike? Can you hear me?
Kent, I'm having problems hearing you, my friend. My speakers are turned up all the way. Everybody else, can you hear them?
Let me get over in the comment section.
All I'm hearing is Bob. Oh, yeah, the hair looks good, Kent. Yeah, I ran that comb through there. I'm liking it. I can hear. Oh, why can't I hear Kent?
You know what?
What's wrong here? Something's wrong. Something's definitely wrong. Mike Montoya, what's going on, my brother? How about now, Kent?
Hey, I want to know. Hold on. Come on. Now we can talk about Mike on his own channel, and he won't even know it, guys. So, Billy, do me a favor. Put in the chat. I'm going to bounce out, and I'll bounce back in and see if that works.
I hear you. I hear you just fine now. I can hear you, Kent. It was me. It was my second monitor that was causing it. So, stupid setups, I'm still learning this whole thing, guys. But I'm having a blast doing it. So, drinking some pub beer. I'm going to be making a White Russian here soon, so stay tuned for that. So, Mike Montoya, what's going on, my friend? There's Zach. Zach, hit the stream thing. Come on, let people see you. There you go. All right, guys, this is Zach. Zach is my cameraman. He rocks it.
Oh man, I got both.
Well, just watch one, dude.
Yeah, I got to turn the volume off on the YouTube one because it's
gotcha.
lagging.
Gotcha. So, looks like we got a good turnout, guys. Very good turnout. Yeah. Behind the Garage, Craig, what up, my brother? There's a link out there. Come visit. Come on. Come on, Craig. Yeah, I got Mike Montoya in here. He's good in the barbecue. There's Kent. There's Kent. Booyah! There he is. Daddy Dutch barbecue.
Try it again.
Yeah, your hair looks great too. By the way.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, number 2 comb.
Sound better now?
A lot better.
I don't know what it is with StreamYard. Once in a while, you'll get that little glitch. Yeah. And like when you get 6 to 8 people in, it happens a lot more frequently. I can tell you that.
Oh. So Zach, why don't you meet Kent? Kent has been an inspiration to me. Kent, this is Zach. He's my camera guy.
Hi, Zach.
And, Zach,
Hey.
we're making a trip next year, you and me. We're going to go to the Royal. What is it, Kent? The Royal.
The American Royal in Kansas City. It's one of the crown jewels of barbecue.
Take a weekend trip, dude. And we'll meet Kent there and hang out with him and watch him do his thing. Yeah, sounds like fun, man.
Huge teams there.
It's in Kansas City?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the first year they haven't had it. That's because of the COVID.
My folks lived in Kansas City for almost 10 years.
So
maybe we'll see
love
the
that
Chiefs
place.
kick Denver's ass while we're there. That'd be cool.
Denver sucks.
yeah, they're having a bit of a rough year.
Denver sucks this year.
Well, now you got Mark Rippion's nephew starting at quarterback, Brett.
Yeah, he's a Boise State guy.
Yeah.
So
We're
that's
big Boise
good.
State fans here, buddy.
Well,
Big Boise State fans.
That's all we got.
That's true.
Craig's here. Phil's here. Phil just did some Blackstone burgers.
He did. Phil was on
hour.
last week. Phil was on last week, man. It was an honor to have him on. That was a blast.
Oh yeah, Phil's our YouTube American hero. I'm telling you.
Yes, he is, man. We had so much fun. We started talking about Blazing Saddles and how racist. Hey, Zach, is that you, buddy?
Yeah.
Go Bills, full-time dream. Go Bills. Go Chiefs. Yeah, we were. Oh,
I don't know why I'm so fuzzy.
we had Chris on here from Eastwind Farms, and Phil and I. Man, we got into some deep conversations. Man, it was awesome. I had a blast. Phil's awesome.
Phil's a riot. Phil is a riot.
He was.
He
I mean,
went live last night after the debate.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah. Wasn't that more of a shouting match than a debate?
I'll be right back.
That's all right.
And then there were two.
Then Kent's still on.
Oh,
So-
yes?
Yeah, Kent does a Thursday night show with another guy. I'm drawing a blank. I can see him, CJ, and it's a blast too. It's a barbecue show, and they do super shots. And man, Kent will get ripped. Hey, somebody put up like $20. Every time a $20 goes up there, man, they got a pound of beer or a shot.
That's
I
funny.
don't know what time Kent goes to work, but I'm guessing it's probably early in the morning on Friday. Yeah. That's what she said. Daddy cooks. Oh gosh, this is a blast, guys. I love Wednesday nights, man. It's so fun to just kind of hang out and chill. It really is. Like I was saying earlier, I'm on call this week, so and anybody's welcome to join the chat. Come on, guys, you're more than welcome. But brought Zach in just in case I have to take a call. But knock on wood, I don't have any calls tonight. So, I can't do super. Oh, dude, whatever. I saw you doing super shots on CJ's show, Phil. Oh, come
Super
on.
chats?
Yeah, where
Super shots.
Yes, yeah. So they do like $20, $40, $100, whatever, and these guys got to pound, however many shots of whatever.
I tried to do a super chat for you, dude, and it wouldn't allow me to.
I'm not monetized yet.
Oh, okay.
They can't afford me. Yeah, I'm not monetized, so I can't do it yet. But we're getting there. We're about 50% of the way there. So Kent, what'd you cook this week? Anything good? I think he's probably still on the phone. So Phil over at Daddy Cooks, he had his Blackstone out, and he did, man, a boatload. Hey, Jared, how you doing, brother? Jared from Frack Daddy Barbecue. That guy's a riot, man. There's another guy. Right before he got married, man, he did a live, and he was gone. It was so funny watching him. But Phil over at Daddy Cooks, he had it had to have been about 18 burgers on his Blackstone, man. And it was like Gouda cheese on there and cheddar cheese. Man, it looked so good. I asked him if he delivered, and he said no, he doesn't because of COVID. I think it's probably COVID and the fact that he's in North Carolina too, and I'm in Idaho. So you never know.
How'd you get the stream to go through YouTube as well, the StreamYard?
I had to set it up. Remember, we were talking about this a couple weeks ago, and I had to set it up, put my YouTube URL in there, and that's what did it. So, but I'm on the cheap plan where I can have up to 6 people and do 20 hours a month for free. So I'm guessing that's about the best I can do I'm probably getting the lowest quality of anything right now. So when we're rich and famous, Zach, we'll do the premium one.
I don't know if it's my camera or what, but mine's all glitchy and.
No, you're fine, dude. I wouldn't worry about it. Jared, what's going on out there? How's married life treating you, brother? Still got Craig out there. Chris Kirk, he's out there. Phil, full-time dream. Set up a buy me coffee link. People can tip you. There you go. I like that. That's a good idea. Who would want to tip me, though? Seriously. I can't even claim that thing on for the Boy Scouts of America thing. Nobody wanted to harass me when I was a kid. All right, that guy's too ugly, man. That's awesome, Jared. Hey, YouTube rich. Man, I wish. But I don't see that happening. I'm not going to quit my day job anytime soon. I don't think Zach is either. Zach and I work together. So
That's how the whole thing got started. Well, with me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Zach's kind of the newbie. I got flies galore out here. Zach's kind of the newbie in our group. He's only been with us, 8 months, 9 months? But, man, we have a blast every day. Always something crazy going on. So.
Good times.
Good times. Anybody got anything good cooking anything good this week? I did beer cheese soup the other day. Did a video. Unfortunately, I couldn't have Zach come over. I wanted to, but I struggled with it. But, man, that beer cheese soup was good. Oh, I used a whole can of this stuff and some Velveeta, onions, and celery. Oh, it was good. Dad Incredible. Todd's here. What's going on, my brother? That I would love to have one of those, Kent. That's awesome, dude. I've seen those advertised. That's great. Oh, Wagyu brisket this week. Nice. So Jared has this thing on Frack Daddy Barbecues, Frack Daddy Fridays. I'd like to think that I coined that phrase, Jared. No, I'm just kidding. But I think it's so funny, Frack Daddy Friday. And he's always cooking up something good, man. Jeez, I got to cook. Frack Daddy Friday. Kent, what are you drinking? I still can't hear Kent. That's a bummer. I like how Kent's got us set up in his garage. That's where I'm headed. Is my
He's
garage?
muted. Daddy Dutch is muted.
Is he? What the hell?
Yeah.
That's BS. Oh, I think he muted him. Unmute Mike? No, I think he did it himself. Yeah, they muted themselves is what it says. Okay, I get it. I get it. So, all right, we get. Oh yeah, I saw that thing. I saw that the other day, Jared, or was it yesterday? And I dig that shirt, man. Yeah, that's a cool shirt. It's like a Frack Daddy America or something like that shirt. And that was awesome, dude. So cool. I'm working this weekend, so I won't be cooking anything. But I got yesterday I made a quick run to the store and I got a chuck roast and put it on the smoker for about 4 hours and made poor man burnt ends. And I just finished them up today. I ate the whole damn thing. It was so good. I got a brisket on sale a couple weeks ago at Albertsons for it was normally $52 and then it was 50% off and then they had another 50% coupon, so I got like $13 for this thing, and I put it on my smoker. The first brisket I've ever made. What's up? First brisket I ever made, and man, it came out so good. Ooh, sriracha pulled pork. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there, brother. That sounds good. Oh, I love sriracha just about on anything. Let's see. I don't cook, but love to watch. Oh, there you go. Well, full-time dream. It's we always got something going on. We're always we're very comical, I think. Watch these folks. Kent, what do you got going on? What are you drinking tonight?
Sorry about that.
I'm on call too, dude. That's why one of the reasons why Zach's here.
Well, I got the account I work on. The night manager likes to call me and bug me after hours. So
good times.
Blah blah blah. But we're sipping the nice. Traditional Crown and 7.
I was telling Zach about the with the show you do with CJ on Thursday nights, and the hot seat. Yeah, that's a cool show, and I can only imagine how much you guys. I've watched several of them, and how much you guys drink when the guys like do a $20 or $100.
I've had some very rough Fridays at work. So, now, Mike, the big thing is we need to get a few more guests scheduled.
I'm there, brother. I would love to. Actually, I would be honored to.
Okay.
That is the show to be on.
I don't know how far CJ's booked up. He has that information. I know tomorrow night is Steve Ray.
Okay.
From the Owl's Nest Barbecue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've watched his show numerous times. So I will talk to him pre-show tomorrow night, or if I happen to text him here later.
Okay. I would be honored to. That's royalty right there, Zach. That's like the barbecue show to be on.
This all started with Chris Hobo Nickel 4 years ago.
Really? Interesting.
Yep. Chris got busy at work, or as we affectionately call him, Hobo. And he was working 6/12, if not 7.
Oh God.
So he put it out there. He's like, guys, I hate to do this, but I can't continue the show. Real life's getting in the way, blah, blah, blah. And his co-host at the time was Scott, or Scooter as I call him, for his channel In for the Grill.
Okay.
Cool dude. But CJ stepped up and said he'd take it over. And he asked Scott if he wanted to continue on being the co-host, and Scott politely declined. And then CJ messaged me, and I said, what the hell, let's try it. So
yeah. Oh, it's a great show. It's royalty, man.
We got Rick and Jared in here.
Rick. Yeah, Rick's on. Hey, hello, my brother. He does a Monday show.
Green Mountain Grills is really being represented here pretty strong. Rick and Jared. I'm gonna hold out accepting GMG's sponsorship until they send the big pig up here.
The big pig.
The big pig. I put a picture up. I was at a buddy's house. We were doing a relief cook for another one of our buddies who fell ill. And
you posted that on YouTube, right? Did you post that on YouTube? You did one similar to that.
I think, this thing, we had 24 8-pound butts in there and could probably put 10 more.
Oh, wow.
6 to 10 more.
It
is a monster. It is a pull behind. It is. Sorry.
Get all excited. Hey, Phil.
What's going on?
You wearing the same shirt you had on yesterday, earlier today.
Sound good, Phil.
Well, yeah, I just, I cooked it, didn't get dirty. Shit.
Drome Thomas Jr. Hello, Drome. How are you? Yeah, I hear you. I'll wear this shirt for like 3 days, man.
What's going on, Daddy Dutch Kent, my brother?
Phil, brother, how are you?
I'm all right, man. Stirring up shit.
Yeah, look at this. Hey, look at this, Mike. You got the top 2 daddies off YouTube on her.
There you go.
Nice. Bring in 2 more people, it'd be like almost like the Brady Bunch, man.
I know. Shucks. 2 more dudes, we just get a concubine in the middle. We good. I really wanted to say concubine. Hello, everyone in the chat. What's going on? I just want to speak. What's the conversation,
I'm making a white
guys?
Russian.
What? Look, I stepped up my game. Let me see.
There you go, brother.
Hold on. Can you see?
Wild turkey.
101, baby.
101. The gobbler.
It's wild. It's white Russian time for me, man. Oh no, I'm sorry. You can't say that anymore. It's Caucasian.
It's a Caucasian Soviet.
Eastern European.
I'd like a Caucasian Soviet, please. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
I can see where this is going tonight already.
You probably would see this drink on Blazing Saddles, but they would cut it out now if you know what I mean.
No, it'd be they'd have a white guy drinking a white Russian, a black guy drinking a black Russian, and that same old lady would walk up.
There you go.
And then you'd have the German there with a little mustache.
Wait, with milk,
Nazi.
With milk on it.
Drinking a dead Nazi.
Yeah. That's funny.
Oh God.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, man. I heard you guys talking about, when we were having our conversation last week, and someone else made a comment after the fact. It's like, Phil, I was like, huh? Like, man, you just say what you're gonna say. You don't really hold back shit. I'm like, look, man, that defeats the purpose of having a conversation.
It does.
If you can't say something uncomfortable for fear of hurting somebody's feelings, then get the fuck out the room. Just leave. Get out of the conversation.
All right. See you later.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, not being rude or mean or anything, that doesn't have to be there. But
You're right.
you shouldn't be afraid to ask a question.
Correct.
You know, no matter how weird the question might be. You know, hey, do you eat boogers? Someone be like, what the fuck was that? And someone be like, yeah, I do. See, I didn't know that.
Back that up. Back that up.
What?
Because before you got to the do you eat boogers?
Yeah.
My dad,
Right.
bless his soul, always used to say, son, everybody picks their nose. It's just what they do with the boogers that matters.
What the fuck? Well, look, I got no problem with eating a booger. Just don't tell her husband.
Oh.
That's it. I'm done for the night.
I hope she doesn't see that.
Oh,
Where's that fun up
I
ball?
am going to text Diane right now and say, hey, if Phil comes to visit, Tom better not be home.
Want to say hey to Sundays with Heart, Stephen and Jacqueline. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. Good to see you. Stephen.
Uh-oh, somebody volume up.
And I thought I saw somebody else on here, but I did not. So,
Who's got the second window open?
is that you, Zach?
Got what?
Somebody's got a second window open because I'm hearing a reverb.
That ain't me. I'm straight
Ain't
headphones,
me.
baby.
I'm straight on StreamYard. I got nothing else going.
Yeah. Now, someone might be on speakers, and the speakers might be loud.
There you go.
That might do it too. That's
It
why.
could have been me. I had a second window open, but I had it muted. So
There you go. There's the
Uh-oh.
criminal, the owner of the show.
Show's going to hell now. Chris from Eastman Farms just showed up.
oh god, it's all downhill from there. Jesus.
Hold
So
on.
how's everybody going, man? What you guys got going on this weekend?
I'm working, brother.
Okay.
I'm on call. That's why one of the reasons I'd love for Zach to be on all the time, but I did ask that he show up so he could, if I had to take a call, he could take over. But
Gotcha,
man, I got you two on here, man. This show could go anywhere, man.
I apologize in advance.
Well, I got a small cook going on this weekend. We're going to be out at the campground. It's a final weekend for the campground up here.
Okay.
So we're actually doing a trick or treat thing for all the kids.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
So from 5:00 Saturday night, no vehicles in or out. Everything's shut down.
Nice.
So that the kids can run through all 70 campsites, top and bottom, either side of the pit, and trick or treat. So
Nice.
That sounds like fun.
that's
It really
from 5 to 8. And everybody's decorating up their campsites. And we have a river that runs behind the campground. And a buddy of mine has an old white Chevy panel van. And I was going to entice the kids down there with that by putting signs on the side that said free Wi-Fi and free candy. So it's the old white van down by the river. The mayor found out about it, and he called me and says, you can't do that.
We won't be doing that, sir.
I'm like, damn it. So now I got to decorate the normal way. But
that sounds like fun, though.
8
No,
o'clock.
You can
our
paint the
group-
van.
Yeah. But you said no white van. This one's like yellow, just change the color.
Change the color, man. The Wi-Fi and the candy will still work, I promise.
Yeah. So at 8 o'clock is when the adult party starts. So
Okay.
my buddy who runs the campground, he's got like 12 pounds of wings he's doing on his
God.
on his Traeger.
How
Nice.
soon can we be there, Zach?
Buy the ticket.
And then I got 4 racks of ribs. I got a brisket, and I'm doing some beer cheese sauce mac and cheese.
Oh,
Wow.
sounds good.
Josh and Babe called me the other day, and she says, you know that beer's cheese sauce you made at CJ's house? I'm like, yeah. She goes, yeah, I need that recipe.
Nice.
So
Nice.
it's simple. It's so simple, it's stupid. But and then I'm also doing jalapeno popper sandwiches. So
Sandwiches? Oh, I've never heard of that, dude.
Told it veggie. What's gonna be in the popper? There's got to be some meat, man. You can't build
all
a
right.
turd without meat.
I'm gonna explain it to you real easy. You get
All right.
one of them little sourdough bread loaves, you know, they end up being about the size of a baseball.
Right.
Okay. Take your bread. Now you take your cream cheese, you have your diced jalapenos mixed in the cream cheese along with a pound of sausage.
There you go. He said,
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. You take one piece of bread, you spoon on that mix, another piece of bread, wrap it with bacon, throw it on the Blackstone. Cook it until
my
the
God.
bacon is done the way you like it.
nice.
Damn.
That
See, and
sounds good, man.
this
Yeah.
just proves my point that there's two people over here that have not watched my jalapeno popper sandwich video.
I didn't. I'm sorry.
I wouldn't heartbeat, man.
I didn't. I'm guilty.
I'm
I'm
gonna
guilty.
film as much of this stuff because that's all for Saturday.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna film the ribs, the brisket, the mac, and the sandwiches, all as best I can. They're all getting thrown into one campground farewell video. For the year.
Nice. Nice.
And I'm gonna get some pictures of some of the places that are decorated up. You know, it's gonna be an awesome time. It's only gonna be 60, 65 degrees here on the weekend.
Wow, man, that's enough to make your nipples poke out. Anyway,
Hey, Phil, if you come, wear your
Glass
safety
with them
glasses.
shits.
Wear your safety glasses. I'm not responsible for accidents.
yeah, but what pokes out up top reduces down bottom.
That's true.
Yeah.
Around here, we call that turtle-itis.
There you go. There you go. I'm not doing much cooking. I'm in the process of upgrading, y'all. I know you guys noticed that I haven't been as active. I just got a killer rig. Just came in today. I've been waiting for it, dude. Solid state drive, 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte regular regular hard drive. This thing's running a GPU Ryzen 7 8 core, 32 gigabytes of RAM.
There you go.
Come on, man. I
What are you doing?
got a video card so freaking big. It's got 3 fans on it by itself. It's just rendering video takes a long time. I mean, I got a killer rig already. No, I have a good computer.
Yeah, same here.
But I
good
got the
God.
killer rig. This is an HP, and the problem is I have a gaming laptop that processes video faster than my desktop. I've had this desktop for a couple of years, and I got tired of that. So, man, got me a new freaking rig. This thing's a monster. This thing can process, render, and freaking upload freaking 8K video. And I'm not the 8K yet. All right.
Wow.
So I got that going on, and then I'm put all this equipment onto that, and then I can go full force and start doing what I want to do. Yes, sir.
Did you order that off of like Newegg or something? Or
No, actually, I went to my birthday happened a couple days back, and I was talking about a computer. Look, I'm strategically freaking throwing out. I need a computer. Yeah, look, one door at a time. Hey, baby, let's go to the store. Boy, I really need a computer. Next door. Hey, let's go to a grocery store. It'd be nice if I had a computer anyway. Yeah, they got the thing. It's one of those gaming rigs from Best Buy. And it was already a killer machine with 16 megabytes of RAM. I mean, gigs of RAM. I just ordered two more 8 gig strips. It'll support freaking 8. I'm sorry, to support 4.
Good God.
And it'll max out at 64 gigs. I just went halfway at 32. So this computer ought to last me for about 2 to 3 years. No
Phil,
issue.
I gotta say, I respect your restraint on only going halfway.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But yeah, man. So I've been upgrading. I've been biding my time. I've been doing some other stuff here that has been taking up my time. So if you guys notice, I haven't been doing a lot of videos, and I kind of wasn't doing a lot of podcast. Matter of fact, my last podcast I did yesterday was the first one I did in like 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh wow!
But I'm getting back to true to form now. That once I finish doing what I'm doing, I'm going whole hog. I'm going whole freaking hog. I got a couple other surprises coming too. So
is that whole hog? Is that just a figure of speech, or?
Well, now I got my freaking Cuban cook. I got my cajachina in the back. Now I could go whole hog for you. I could. My problem is I don't keep a lot of friends. I don't have a lot of people around the house because I have a house full of women. I'm not help keep me out of jail. Okay. So, when I do decide to bring a bunch of people over, I'll probably do a pig, a small one, something, 80, 90 pound, 100 pounds, something like that. But, yeah, man, I got a whole lot of women around here, man. I ain't trying to freaking go to jail and freaking be in a pandemic. That's bullshit. Hard to social distance when you're sleeping with a dude. That's so fucked up. Anyway.
Oh God. That's some funny shit right there. Hard to social distance when you're sleeping with a dude. What did I hear yesterday?
From the dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were watching, my wife and I were watching that 70s show, and somebody asked how hard is he? And she said, no, hide. Oh God. But the tagline was, his heart is Liberace at the Playboy Mansion was the tagline. And I was like, oh my God, that's so funny.
Wow. I just want to jump in, man. I saw you guys up here having a good time. I was like,
appreciate it, brother.
Let me just jump in here and be disruptive,
Oh yeah. Be the disruptor. That's all good.
Yes, sir.
Well, I got a little North Carolina sitting out here with me.
What? Cheer wine. Now you know what they call that up north in Chicago. They call that pop. They call that pop. Hey man, I want a pop. What kind of pop? Give me a great pop.
My wife used to work in Morrisville.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure where. It's in North Carolina, by Raleigh somewhere. Morrisville.
Okay. If Morrisville is by Raleigh, that would put it roughly about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour from me.
Okay. And she brought home some funky wine once. It was some berry or something like that.
Muscadine?
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah. I was like, this is okay. I tried it. I was like, this isn't too bad.
Kind of sweet. Muscadine wine's kind of sweet. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Somebody just put out a video with that.
Did they? Wow.
Did they?
I remember, damn it, who was it? Somebody put out, because I was like, what the hell is that? I'd never heard of it before.
Yeah.
Oh. Strong's Adventure says, LOL, we asked our son to build us an editing computer. He asked, how much money you got? Well, that's true. That's how computers work. I mean, not how they work, but, here's the thing when it comes to computers. Sorry to get off the muscadine one. I love that word. Is you want to be as close to the cutting edge as you can because you'll end up on the bleeding edge real quick.
Exactly.
Real quick.
Okay. Real quick. Computers, as fast as technology goes when it comes to computers, your computer is going to be pretty much obsolete in about 2 years. Okay,
that's what I'm running into.
3 years.
That's why I got the rig that I got. As long as you can bump up your RAM, your computer can compete. Okay. I want to say 5 years ago, you buy a brand new computer, it probably came stock with 4 gigs of RAM. About 4. Nowadays, 2, 3, 4 years later, you get a computer, you're pretty much going to have 8 gigs of RAM. Okay. So to be ahead of that 8 gig cutting edge, well, right there at the edge, You want to double that to 16 gig of RAM. Now you're at the freaking cutting edge, not the bleeding edge. That's like my one to 32. All right, I ain't even on the edge. I'm hovering in the air right now. I'm waiting for the edge to catch up. But folks, if you're listening, you want to get as much computer as you can comfortably. I can't even say the word comfortably afford. Don't break the bank, because it's just like a new car. Your new car is only new that year. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You can buy your 2021, baby, and it's gonna be old in 2022. That's just 365 days later. So don't kill yourself. Just make sure your computer can do what you need it to do, and you'll be all right.
What would my
That's the same thing with like TVs and
F-150
such too.
Yeah, you'll never keep up, man. Now they got what the old OLED freaking 4K, 8K. I'm like, shit, I just bought a big screen. You want to piss yourself off? Go to Best Buy or someplace and look at the top end TV where the water makes you feel wet. It's that clear. And you go back and look at your TV. You want to kick a hole in that motherfucker.
Got like misters on it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes,
I say somebody needs to invent smell-o-vision, man.
They do, man. Porns would be the shit.
Lord Almighty.
Well, some of it would.
Well, hey, if they hit it from the back, it would be the shit.
Amen.
Oh, it smells
Anyway.
like shit. Oh, that's right.
Hey, Mike, I got to bounce for now. I got another work call coming in. So
No worries, Kent. I appreciate you coming on, brother.
I still got you on the iPad. I'm going to jump off here. Zach, great to meet you. Brother
Kent, nice
Phil,
to meet you.
stay safe. Keep all them we're talking to the king of the estrogen capital of the world here. So,
Man, I'm trying to keep my house from being a freaking a rest stop for drive-by shooters, baby.
I can't. You know what I think funny when all these girls get married off finally. Phil's going to be sitting there with Mrs. Daddy Cooks in the house. You know what? Them grandbabies are going to start popping, and I guarantee you what? If he has 10, 9 of them are going to be girls.
They're not going to want to come over. I don't want to go. They're always naked. Grandpa, they're always naked. I'm like, bring me some scotch and stop looking at me.
Yeah. Cover your eyes and bring me a bottle of Dewar's.
Knock on the door and just reach in. There you go. Grandpa's always naked. And he's chasing grandma.
Yeah, see what happens when he catches Granny.
I know.
That's funny. All right, Kent. Well, I appreciate you, brother.
Good night, guys. I'll pop back in if I can.
Be careful,
Sounds
man.
good. Appreciate
All
it.
right, you're good.
Kent's awesome, man.
He
So
is.
fun.
He is.
Yeah, he's a character. He was one of the first people I subscribed to, probably the first 50.
Okay.
And I just really connected with his cooking style.
Okay.
He's just this is how it is, and this is what I like, and I love it, man. I think it's great.
I met Kent. Well, obviously he was on the hot seat. I was on the hot seat a while back.
That's
Anyway.
that's the original time I saw you was on the hot seat.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep.
So I was one of not the first. I think I was like in the first 10, the first 20 people in there, something like that. Anyway, I didn't really connect with Kent until one day we were just shooting the shit, like not online, but we were just kind of shooting the shit. CJ was doing a live. I came in much like this. And then CJ, he finished doing what he was doing, and then he got offline. And then he ended up leaving, and myself and like 3 other people, I think it was Leprechaun TV and Kent,
Paul,
and we were drinking, talking cash money shit, right?
Yeah.
And now CJ's gone, and we're all offline. But someone had posted a comment. I guess it glitched or whatever. So this comment pops up. Bling. Now we're like, oh shit, are we live? We're talking gutter nasty crap, man. And this comment pops up. We're like, oh my goodness, we're on CJ's channel. Are we live? Everyone stopped talking. Oh shit. And then Kent calls CJ. He's like, hey man, are we live? he's like, no, everything's turned off. We're like, you need to check because you're about to go to Facebook prison, man. You're there. You're about to get banned from the internet forever. And then he checked and everything was good, and the comment had popped up, and we just hadn't seen it or something like that. But that's when I first connected with Kent, and I've been laughing and joking with that guy ever since. And CJ, blah blah blah. But Kent kind of, he's subscribed to my podcast, so he comes in there, and then when I go live, he pops in. He's just a feature. Kent's a feature.
He's a great guy.
Oh man, I love him to death. When I meet him, I'm gonna give him a big old fat freaking hug and I don't know, squeeze his butt or something.
Me too. I am too.
This is from Daddy. This is from Daddy.
Yeah, he's just one of those guys that is very lovable and or likable. Sorry.
Yeah.
And you just
he's
really
lovable. He's lovable. I agree, and he's like you, Mike. You can talk about just about anything and not really have to, feel crazy about. Well, I'm like that anyway. I'm gonna say what the hell I'm gonna say.
That's what I like about you. Honestly,
I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, and then if someone has a problem with it, then I'll try to deconflict. Sure. Unless they have a problem with it for a stupid reason, then I'm gonna antagonize. But I'm a words guy. Right? I don't do numbers. I got to calculate it. I figure shit out that way. But I'm a words guy. I like to play on words. I listen to words. I like to learn new words. And I like to either intrigue or befuddle people. You know what I'm saying? I like the word game. Okay. But I also really like a conversation. I'm the guy that I'll listen to what you say before I have a response. I'm not one of those people that wait for an opportunity just to attack. I got to get mine in. No, I can sit back and listen to a whole conversation and not say shit, especially if it's something I don't know. I'm just going to listen. You know, I used to work at, before I retired, I used to work at WPI, Worcester Polytechnic Institute in Worcester, Massachusetts. All right, about 45 minutes from MIT. And I was one of the assistant professors of military science, one of the ROTC instructors. Now, at this prestigious school, you got MIT here and you got WPI there. Okay. The guy who invented the freaking Segway came from WPI. I'll put it that way.
That's cool.
Anyway, so you might find yourself, I'll find myself in a gathering, or they'll have a luncheon and they want the figureheads to show up, and the colonel or my sergeant major, he'd be like, all right, Riddick, you're going to shit. All right. So I got to be there wearing uniform. And you could be talking to scientists. I'm talking about actual scientists. You can be talking to biologists. You can be talking to, astrophysicists, shit like that. And I learned to hold my own. You listen to the conversation, and then you find either an opening, or you just accept the fact that you're going to listen and learn. I don't feel like I have to say anything. Sometimes I want to, but then you have to pick. You're not going to embarrass your organization, me being, ROTC. And I was taught that by he was the SMI senior military instructor. He's like, listen, you will not do anything to embarrass the United States Army. All right. Consider yourself an ambassador. These people are big brains. These guys are intelligent. These guys are smart. He said, but they're all professional fucking students. All right. So when you walk in and say you're the professor of military science, and some guy says, well, what makes you a professor? He said, you tell him, because I've been practicing my profession. I've been to war. I've done this. I have actively been doing my job to protect the United States and to save soldiers and to defeat the enemy for blah, blah, blah amount of years. What makes you a scientist? You did 4 years in college. You did another 8 years in college. You might have went somewhere to do some type of sabbatical. You come back. Now you're a doctor. Now you're a professional student, buddy. That makes you no better than me. I've been doing my job. You've been learning about yours. Exactly. You see what I'm saying? So when it comes down
makes total sense, dude.
When it comes down to a conversation, if there's something that I can lean in on, I will. If you start talking about people, human nature, why do people do stuff? what causes fear, leadership, that type of stuff. Yeah, I'll chime in. And that's universal. Everyone has those situations when it comes to people. Now you start talking about how to freaking split an atom and shit. I'm just going to look at you like, wow, that's interesting.
Exactly. Huh?
Oh, wow, that's cool. You can really split those. What do they taste like? But, I'm not the guy that feels like I have to say something, but I do enjoy a conversation.
Did you see what Chris just wrote? Phil?
Where? Hold on. It wasn't scrolling. Okay, Chris. Phil making an American flag poster. Phil, you're making my American flag. Thank you, sir. Don't stare at it. It spits.
All right, guys, I'm going to be back in 1 minute. I have to pee like a racehorse.
A Russian racehorse?
Exactly. A white Russian racehorse.
Oh, Zach, so what you got going on this weekend, my friend?
Oh man, I took off the next couple days of work, so I got a long weekend ahead, and I got some stuff around the house I'm just taking care of, tying up before the winter comes.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've been doing this thing. Well, actually, I haven't been doing this thing. My wife's been making me.
Yeah.
She's been making me do stuff. Uh-oh, who's that?
Got to do it while the weather's still nice, Get
Don't
the garage
walk in
done,
here
that
naked.
kind of stuff.
I won't.
Oh, that's my oldest daughter.
Oh, Daddy,
Hello.
people want to say hey to you real
Hold on, they can't. Let me. See, I got you my headphones. She can't hear you.
Oh yeah.
Who's this?
That's Shamar. There he is. You want to say hey?
I can't hear you. I got on headphones. I'm actually live right now. Spin the camera around.
Oh.
She got her friends doing some live shenanigans.
Everybody's going live.
Everybody live right now.
Nowadays, everybody's going live.
Yeah,
Crazy.
exactly. But
I'm a computer geek though, so that was cool hearing about your computer.
oh, thank you, sir, man. Ryzen 7, 8 core. Come on, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing's gonna be a monster, man. The reason I haven't set it up yet is I'm waiting for 2 more sticks of RAM to show up tomorrow. I didn't want to set it up and then have to turn it off and try to put in 2 more sticks of RAM.
Yeah.
And I used to build my own computers back in the day. So that's why I'm comfortable with it. And I know a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I was surprised.
Do you do much gaming?
No, the reason I get a gaming computer because I do a lot of editing. I do a lot of editing and rendering. And if you've seen my videos, I don't know if you have, I've got
I'm gonna check them out now.
I'm getting better with my editing.
It's a continuous improvement. That's how I look at it.
And now I'm running. Well, when I started out, I'll show you. When I started out, I had little cameras like this, man. Little USB thingies. That's what. Yeah, this is what do you call this thing?
That's like Radio Shack dinosaur shit, man.
Oh yeah, man. It's like one of them flip cameras and shit. This one's broken, but anyway, I started out with that, and I was using no tripod. I'm holding shit by my hand. Look like the whole videos of the earthquake, right? And then I was editing with Windows, the free one, Windows Movie Maker. Okay. Absolutely learned nothing. Okay. And then I moved up to the software for the camera. Then I got one of them Sony Bloggies and blah, blah, blah. And listening to and here's a helpful hint. If you're a YouTuber, I listen to my subscribers. They were like, "Hey man, you're shaking around too much. Videos making me seasick." I was like, "I didn't even know that was a thing." Please get a tripod. Oh shit, maybe I should get a tripod. So I got a tripod. And then you get a tripod, then you start learning that there's different types. All right, you got camera tripods, then you have smooth heads. You got video tripod. You just learn as you go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Then people are saying, "Well, you sound good, but it sounds like you're in an echo." Oh shit! Now I got to upgrade. So I upgraded my stability. Even though I had a shitty camera, then you got to upgrade your audio. Oh, no. Before I went to audio, if you look at a video, all right, Zach, I'm going to get you, man. Sorry. If you look at a video and it looks kind of yellow, like your background, because you have soft white bulbs. All right, the one in my root is a soft white bulb. Okay. But right here in my face is a daylight bulb.
Gotcha.
Okay. So you have different temperatures of light bulbs. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In my kitchen, I replaced all of my light bulbs in my the canister lights that are, you know, the ones that are built in. I replace all of those with daylight bulbs. Okay. So instead of having to set up the 3 lighting system, I just changed all the bulbs in my kitchen. I cheated. Okay. So I have the center light, which is still a soft white bulb if I want soft light, and then all of the lights underneath the cabinets, you know, your string lights, those are built into my house. So I flip one switch and it's soft white. But when I'm going into video mode and I'm filming, I turn those off and flip another switch, and I got this color light blasting all over my freaking kitchen.
Okay. Cool.
So stability, you got to have a stable camera. 2, lighting. If you can't get natural light, you got to try to reproduce natural light. It makes your stuff look better. Okay. Then audio. You want to make sure that you have a microphone as close to your talent, which is you, as possible. I use wireless lavaliers. All right, because it's right here. Now, sitting in this environment, this is my podcast setup. I'm close. I got the microphone close to my talent. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. This sounds a lot better than this does. You with me? This would be just as good as me having a camera with a microphone across the room, and you hear the room. You with me?
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me tell you a secret about audio. A person can watch a video. These are pro tips, folks. Those of you that are in here, pro tips.
Pro tips with Phil on the Dude's Kitchen and Grill.
Now, people can watch crappy video with good audio longer than they can watch crystal clear video with crappy audio, because it's like it scratches your brain. You just can't do it. It'll get on your nerves. All right. So if you need to put your money in something, put your money in your audio and in your lighting, and keep your camera still. Don't worry about your camera. You can upgrade that later. You'll still have a great video.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Phil
Yes,
got
sir.
a question.
Yeah.
Kent says, what lav mic does Phil recommend?
Oh, well, I'm using, hold on just a second. I'll show you.
That's one of the things, Zach, when we're there, I always ask you
Hold on,
to
guys.
listen to the audio, because Phil's 100% correct. I learned that early on. The first video I ever did, I had some shitty boom mics, and I'm ashamed to even go back and listen to those or watch those videos because the sound was so shitty. That's why I spent $250 on that Rode mic, and it does great.
Now, I use a Rode. I thought I had the box here. I use that Rode filmmaker's kit.
Okay.
I use that. I also bought, I forget the name of them, but they're not as good. They cut out. So you got to be careful about your microphone. I like Rode. I'm talking to you on a Rode now. My soundboard's a Rode. And when I'm my lavalier downstairs is a Rode. You can't go wrong with those. If you have the money, get it.
Get a Rode.
If you don't have the money, whatever microphone you get, put it as close to your talent, as close to your person as you can. Whew, I don't know how this turned into this.
No. That's why I bought the Rode mic that I have now.
Yeah,
because it's good. Like right now, I'm just using the microphone off of my laptop.
Right.
I don't know how it sounds, but when I do a video, one of the things I have Zach do every time is I'll do like Mary Had a Little Lamb or what the fuck is going on, Mother Bear, blah, blah, to him. And I'm listening for the audio because I'm 100% in agreement with you, Phil. If you have a shitty video but great audio, they'll listen longer.
they will.
And that's the key to YouTube. I think one of the keys is people being on there longer.
Yeah. Well, what YouTube wants, I don't think this has changed. What YouTube wants is for you to keep people on YouTube as long as possible.
Correct.
Well, how do you do that? The way you do that is, one, your content needs to be something that someone wants to watch. So if they enjoy watching your video, the next thing you need to master is how to get in your keywords, titles, and all of that. A lot of people don't know this, but the default on your search for YouTube is relevancy. If you go to search and you look up where you can click it and down, and you can click and change the search, the parameters of what you're searching for, you
Okay.
know, either monthly, this month, last month, the default is relevancy. Okay, take a look at it later. You can just trust me on this one.
I will.
So,
Yeah.
if you're looking for what midgets with big butts, I don't know where that came from. You're looking for a video with midgets
Come
with
on,
big
Bill.
butts, okay? And you posted a video with midgets with a big butt. You want the title to say, "This is my video of a midget with a big butt." You want in your comment section, when you start putting your description in here, somehow or another, you want to put my video of midgets with a big butt in the description. This is a great video, guys. I hope you like my video with midgets with a big butt. Those two are relevant. And one of your key words needs to be your title, midgets with a big butt. So what YouTube's going to do when they do that search, they're going to try to find what has the most relevancy to midgets with a big butt. You got a YouTube channel. I'm sorry. You got a YouTube video titled that. You have that in the description, and you have that as one of your keywords.
Okay.
Your video is going to pop up if someone's looking for a video on midgets with a big butt.
Don't all midgets have a big butt, though?
I'm sorry. I've had it for a long time. I've grown. But, I mean, it's all about relevancy when it comes into the search. So once you get that down, then you want to try to get your views up. Because once YouTube determines that your videos are popular, if you look on the right-hand side, then you're going to fall into videos recommended by YouTube. You with me? So if you look at one of my videos and it's, Phil cooking whatever, on the right-hand side, chances are another one of Daddy Cooks' videos is going to be on the right-hand side. When you make your thumbnail, you want it to be recognizable. In the lower left-hand corner of mine is my logo. And then the font and letters that I use are always the same. I'm always using black and gold. Okay. So while you're looking at this video, on the right-hand side, other videos pop up with my logo in black and gold. You automatically know, I like this video. Let me click on another one from this same guy, because my thumbnail is recognizable. They're the same. So you went from them watching that video. Once they get to the end of the video, you have your end screen that has, your recommended videos that you want them to see. They might click that, but if they don't get to the end of the video, on the right-hand side, if they're looking, how many times you look at one video and turn off YouTube? How about never? Right? You're either gonna keep looking at videos of people that the person that you're looking at or something similar, or you're gonna fall down that YouTube rabbit hole, and an hour later you're like, how the hell did I get to this video? I do it all the time. Okay.
Happens all the time, yeah.
But if you can get someone to watch your video and then YouTube recommends other videos and they can recognize it's yours and they keep clicking yours and then they click another one of yours, that tells the algorithm that people like your stuff, and YouTube will keep putting it up top, keep putting it off on the recommended.
Interesting.
Yes, sir.
Huh. How about one of the I got a story for you. It was Monday. So I'm on call this week, so I have to work 7 days. Zach knows all about it. He does the same thing. Monday we're at some place and some guy goes, "Hey, you're in my way. I wish you were a midget," right? And I look at the guy and go, "It's funny you mentioned midget." I go, "Dude, I'm the world's tallest midget."
And
he's like, "What?" "Yeah, I'm the world's tallest midget." He goes, and the guy just kind of looked at me dumbfounded, like, "What the hell did you just say, dude? World's tallest midget." So that's my midget story. That, and I like watching midget tossing on some of those oddball channels. They do that in Australia. Patrick from Patty Joe's, he probably does it. You ever seen that midget tossing?
I have. Did they stick to the wall? Eastwind Farms, he says, "Phil, black and gold because the U.S. Army parachute team." No, the Golden Knights are here at Fort Bragg. I am familiar with the Golden Knights. I chose black and gold because of the United States Army Ranger tab. All right.
Okay.
I am a retired Army Ranger, Airborne Ranger, and the black and gold is kind of a play off of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes total sense. Yeah, you go with what you like, and you're true to yourself, right?
And my most popular video is my building the UDS video. All right, the Ugly Drum
Really?
Smoker video. Oh
Ugly
yeah,
drum
man.
smoker, huh?
Ugly Drum Smoker. Matter of fact, if you not even on Facebook, I'm gonna brag real quick. Not even on freaking YouTube. You just go to Google and you type in how to build an ugly drum smoker or how to build a UDS. My video pop up in the top 5 in the freaking world. Oh shit, yeah, man! And that
That's
video
awesome, dude.
and that ugly drum smoker is black and gold with a Ranger tab on the front.
I'm gonna look it up tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'm sure I'm gonna be doing nothing at work.
if you type in how to build a UDS, my video is gonna pop up. And if you type in how to build a UDS and hit images, matter of fact, I'm gonna do it right now just to make sure things haven't changed. I'm gonna do it right now as we speak here. I'm just gonna type in how to build a UDS, and I'm gonna hit images. Enter. Images. Yeah, there you go. That's number 1. Actually, I see 1, 2. It says how to build a UDS, and it's mine with Daddy Cooks on it, and then right below it is another picture of it. Yeah, man. Scroll down a little bit. Scroll down a little bit more. This is a picture of it again. Part of my UDS story.
That's cool.
Matter of fact, I scroll down. There's one by what's her name? Anyway, YouTube channel. What is her name? Anyway, she built one just like mine, except for it's not there's no Ranger tab on it, and her picture showed up too. Yeah, man.
Chris said
you were an airborne ranger, Phil?
I'm sorry?
You were an airborne ranger?
Yes, airborne ranger for the majority of my career. Hell, I even taught ranger school for about 8 years.
That's
yeah,
cool,
man. I was one of those guys.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you click on how to build a UDS videos. Mine is 1, 2, 3, the number 3 on Google.
That's cool, dude.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I got a segue here just a little bit. Chris said that he built an IBS by mistake.
IBS.
Got a whole different thing. I can see Chris with
IBS, what? Irritable bowel syndrome? What you talking about?
He's in New England. Okay. They do things a little differently there.
But yeah, man, if you guys, need help, got questions, blah, blah, blah. If it's YouTube, I'm not the end all be all of YouTube. All right. My channel, there's a lot of people that have way surpassed me. And a lot of that is because of work ethic. All right. I do work in the Middle East. So there's a lot of times where I can't put out videos,
mm-hmm.
blah, blah, blah. But yeah, man, there's a lot of folks that started out and I helped out, blah, 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 and they've done great. And I'm so proud of them. I'm talking about 200,000-300,000 subscriber type of thing, which is great. Wow. I'm not mad at anybody, but I'm gonna start buckling. Since I'm home, I'm gonna buckle down and see if I can push my channel a little bit further.
The way I look at the YouTube, and when it comes to like you or Daddy Dutch or anybody out there, to me it's not a competition. All right, we're all in this together. I think
exactly. And
some of us have got a little. Some of us may have a little more time, or maybe they just had that right thing. I've had one video that out of the gate went like, well, I take that back. It took 3 days, and then all of a sudden, just like boom, gangbusters, right?
Yeah.
And I've had 110 videos.
Go ahead, man. I got a shitload of videos, but here's the thing: sooner or later, you're gonna have a magic video.
Correct.
All right. I call it the magic video. My magic video was a UDS video, the one I was just talking about, Ugly Drum Smoker. And I had no idea that it was going to be that big. Okay. I've got friends that are in the UK. Matter of fact, they got a podcast I was on recently. And I went to their Facebook channel and chimed in. They invited me. I came in and people were like, holy shit, that's Phil. That's Daddy Cooks. I'm like, oh, wait, what did I do? Yes, exactly.
Yeah. That's why I subscribed to your channel was there.
Okay, all right. And they have another channel that was called Ugly Drum Smokers and Ugly Drum Chefs. So I started, I'm trying to learn a little bit more, and I hear it all the time. Man, I built mine off of your video. Thanks for you, man. Thanks to you, I started a business building. Great, I had
That's
no
cool,
idea.
dude.
I
That's
built that
cool.
video. I made that video because, and I tell the story all the time. I smoked a pork butt on a regular barbecue grill, and it whooped my ass, man. I was feeding fuel all night because barbecue grills are not airtight. Okay,
That's true.
so I'm bleeding smoke everywhere. I'm bleeding freaking heat everywhere, but I got it done. Got no sleep that night, but I got it done, and it turned out great. And a guy hit me up. He's like, "Man, you did it, but you worked way too freaking hard." Look, Rick, Barbecue Specialty says, Danny
Yeah.
Cook's videos how I built my drums. Anyway, thanks, Rick.
I got to
Appreciate
go
you,
check
man.
it out now because that's the next thing I want.
It's about 30. It's about actually 35 minutes and 36 seconds. And I did not use, I used $1 as a measuring device. It's an interesting video. Maybe you'll enjoy it. I used $1. Yes, sir. But anyway, this dude's like, man, you got it done, but you worked way too hard. You should have used a UDS. I was like, all right, man, thanks, appreciate it, blah, blah, blah. And I, responded to the comment, and then I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck is what's a UDS? I have no idea what's a UDS.
I didn't know either at first.
And I started doing some research, and man, I've told this story so many times. I did some research, and they're either upright drum smokers or ugly drum smokers.
Yeah.
But the only thing I could find was people wanting to sell for 10, 15, or $20 a blueprint or their plans on how they made theirs. I saw a lot of videos on YouTube on, hey guys, look at my UDS that I welded. Well, shit, I can't freaking weld. I'm not a welder.
No, I can't either.
Okay. And so I saw those, but it never showed how anybody made one. And that irritated the balls out of me. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to build one and I'm going to film it. So that's the only reason that video got made. I couldn't find the information, so I figured nobody could find the information. So I was going to provide the information. So I built one. I'm not a fabricator. I'm just a dude, man. But, like my grandmother said, my plussing and minusing is pretty good. I can get shit together. And I did it. And matter of fact, S&J, Cooking with Stephen and Jacqueline, they just posted the link to the video right there.
Yeah.
But I figured it out. I ran into a couple of hiccups and figured it out on my own. The 4 chimney configuration I never saw until I did it. And now a lot of people are doing it. So I claim that I didn't invent UDSs. They've been out there forever. Yeah. But I think that 4 configuration with the elbow exhaust, I think that was my baby. I invented that.
That's anyway, a cool idea, actually.
Because I didn't have, I had a flat top and I had no exhaust. You got some with the bung hole that you just screw in a 2-inch pipe. I didn't have that type. So I had to figure out a way to exhaust, and that's just what came to me. So I claimed that. I did that. But awesome. That's how that video came to life, man. And I got over 500,000 views on that freaking video.
That is cool. Zach, that's our goal for the winter, brother.
Yeah, man.
What do you think? I think Zach's falling asleep.
No, I'm good. I just got to get going, dude.
All right.
Zach's
got the perfect poker face. You know that? He really does.
Played a lot of poker in my day, man.
Yeah. He just does. It's like the entire time.
You know what they say?
You guys stay.
You know what they say? You poker in the front, liquor in the rear, right?
Nice to meet you, Phil.
I don't know about the rear.
Take care, guys.
All right, man. Be safe. Be careful.
Thank you, Zach. I appreciate it. Zach's a good guy.
I didn't mean to run anybody away. Shit.
No, it's your Blazing Saddles talks. I'm telling you, man. My wife's out of town this weekend.
All right.
And I'm on call, but I'm off at 3:30 every day. And I'm gonna watch Blazing Saddles just because it's been a year. It's time. I want to see somebody make fun of racism like only Mel Brooks can do it.
I know, man. Oh my goodness. And I hate, and we talked about it. I hate our world is in a place where everyone's feelings get hurt for every freaking thing, man. I hate it. I hate it.
I do too.
I hate it. I don't understand. This is going to get kind of ugly. Brace yourself, folks.
No,
I don't understand. Remember me this, guys. Why is abortion a political thing? I think that should be nobody's fucking business.
I'm going to agree with you, but for me, I'm going to end it right there because I'm not a woman and I would never go through an abortion.
Okay.
But I do agree with you on that.
I think it's nobody's business. And I
right or wrong, I agree.
Yeah, well, right or wrong depends on the person. Right?
Bingo, brother.
Right or wrong depends on the person. It doesn't depend on the government.
Correct.
And here's my argument, and I'm going to let it go because I think it's kind of uncomfortable for you. But anyway.
No, I'm fine with it. I'm good.
You have the people that say, I bet you didn't think it was going to go this way. That's a turn. But anyway.
Yeah, it's like, woo!
But you have the people that say, I don't want my taxpayers' money paying for that. Healthcare, I don't want my money paying for abortion. And I can understand that. But I don't like all my taxpayers' money paying for foreign aid. Leave that money in the United States. I don't get to make that call.
Yeah.
I have to suck that up. If you want to give money to Israel, you want to give money to this country, that country because of, famine or war or global whatever or not whatever. I'm not getting into that piece. But the United States gives a lot of money away, foreign aid, even to some countries that don't like us.
Correct. Yeah,
and I don't get to make that call.
Correct.
I don't want my taxpayers' money going there. So the people that don't like where the money's going when it comes to health care, I'm not saying specifically abortion, which I think is nobody's fucking business except for the husband and the wife or the woman involved. But if you don't want your money to go there, you got to suck that up, just like I got to suck up my money going to foreign aid. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm a believer in taking care of ourselves first.
Okay.
And we have enough problems as it is taking care of ourselves.
Yeah.
The government brings in $3 trillion a year, but spends $4 this year, even more.
Yeah.
I mean, that's unimaginable to me.
Yeah.
How can you not pay bills on $3 trillion a year when you're spending $50 billion going to Egypt and Saudi Arabia or wherever? You're just like, that's a head scratcher to me.
Riddle me this, Batman. Why do you have to spend millions and millions and millions of dollars on freaking campaign ads and shit? You know what I'm saying?
You shouldn't have to.
You don't have to freaking have a freaking a campaign ad during the Super Bowl.
No, you don't. You're right. Absolutely.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm not getting into, I want to get into politics. Back to
but think about it. That company or that person who spent that much money, millions of dollars on that ad, think of how much good they could have done with it instead of going into some fat cat's pocket.
Buy me some liquor, man. You ain't gotta waste it on a commercial.
Yeah.
But
give it to the government.
Back to the abortion thing. I think that is a individual decision. People say, I agree. Say, well, it's you shouldn't get an abortion. Thou should not kill, and that's against the Bible. Well, listen, genius. Everybody doesn't believe in the Bible. What about the atheists? What about the Muslims? What about the freaking Buddhists? What about the rest of the people that live in the United States of America?
Correct.
You with me?
I'm here. I feel you, brother.
You can't run a country on your religious beliefs if that country has multiple religious beliefs.
Right. No, you can't. You're absolutely right. You cannot.
There you go.
You become a mess.
Yeah.
Well,
now,
imagine what we are today.
Do I think that there should be abortions? In some cases, if it's a threat to the woman's life.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
What if she's been raped?
Absolutely.
Now she has to have the rapist baby. She got pregnant because now this is what the hardcore.
If it's her choice.
The hardcore. Some religious folks. No, she has to have the baby, then put it up for adoption. Hold on, man. That's teetering on somebody else being abused.
Correct.
I don't know what's right or what's wrong, but in my brain, in Philip Riddick's brain, Daddy Cook's brain, I don't think abortion should even be a political issue. That should be an individual thing. I don't even know why people are running on that shit. I don't care. Roe versus Wade and all that in the Supreme Court. Listen, leave people alone. If they're okay with it in their mind, their body, their spirit, their religion, and their relationship, that's their business. If you don't want to have an abortion because of your religion, then don't.
Right.
But don't stop somebody else or make somebody else do something that, you know what I'm saying? That's where I think you're overstepping.
I'll add to that, though. If it's a choice, so let's say my wife and I get pregnant tomorrow and she decides I'm going to have an abortion, she should pay for it.
I agree.
If she gets raped, then she can't, then I think that's a different story. It's ultimately her decision, right?
Well, no, yeah. Hold on. Let's go. You said married.
Okay.
If
I'm married.
You and your wife, me and my wife, and we get pregnant, and I love her, she loves me, then we got to have a discussion.
Correct. Absolutely.
Okay. Because it's our baby together. Either we're going to agree to have it or we're going to not agree to have it. You see what I'm saying? That's a whole different thing. Still doesn't have shit to do with politics. That's between that relationship.
What happens, Phil, if you want it and she doesn't?
Ultimately, someone's going to have to make a decision before 9 months is up.
Exactly.
The clock's ticking. But
who makes that decision? Do you or her?
There's got to be an agreement or there's going to be a separation. You see what I'm saying? Depending on how strong you feel on it. But that's between those two people.
Correct.
Still don't have shit to do with the government. Now, let's say that there's a boyfriend and girlfriend. They ain't married. Booty call or some shit. She gets pregnant. She wants it and he doesn't. Okay. If she decides to keep the baby without his consent, then I don't feel that he should be obligated to freaking pay for the abortion, blah, blah, blah. Now, a man that freaking had any morals about himself is going to take care of his child.
Correct.
That's the way my brain works, but everybody doesn't think like me. Okay.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you.
Now, let's say that he wants to keep the baby and she doesn't. And she gets rid of the baby. Does he have any recourse? Because she just changed his life. See, everybody leans on what the woman's doing, but what about the man? This dude might be all invested 100%. I want this baby. I'm going to freaking invest my life. I'm going to take care of this kid, blah, blah. And then she goes and has an abortion without his knowledge. Now, maybe he's fucking traumatized. Right?
Right.
It still doesn't have anything to do with the government.
No, you're right. It has nothing to do with the government.
It has nothing to do with the government.
That they have to come up with on their own.
All right. Now, we talked about a relationship when people are together. We talk about a relationship when people aren't together. Okay. Now, let's take a turn. Because in our great country, we have, for an amazing reason, more than two genders. I'm not going to talk about that part. But if you have a same-sex marriage, all right, obviously we're talking lesbians now because men can't have babies. If you have a same-sex marriage and now you have one that wants to keep it, one that doesn't want to keep it, obviously the one that's not pregnant had shit to do with it because that lady got pregnant by somebody. That's a whole different dynamic. Abortion or no abortion. You with me? So when it comes to things like that, it's more complicated than, a woman being able to have an abortion or not. Okay. Then
it
then
definitely
you get
is.
to,
it definitely is.
I'm gonna try not to get too deep on here. But then you got,
that's okay, Phil. That's okay. This is a free country and this is a free show.
At what point is a baby a baby?
You absolutely have a point there. I think it's from the moment of conception.
Okay.
But just because I think that doesn't mean you think that.
Right. Well, some people say at the moment of conception. Some people say at that moment it's a chemical reaction because the egg's still freaking dividing and there's no consciousness. Some people say there's a certain time limit once the baby starts, you start having respiratory, starts developing. I don't know what the right answer is.
Correct.
But that's another aspect. At what point legally, it once again has shit to do with the government because no one's going to tell you that the point of conception, the moment of conception, is not life. The government, nobody. That's your decision. That's your belief. Those are your ethics. You see what I'm saying?
I do see what you're saying.
Okay,
it's
so
a personal choice.
it's
I
a
totally
personal
agree. It's a personal
choice.
choice.
But the
It
bottom
really
line is, if the person or people that are going to agree to terminate that baby, embryo, kid, whatever, that's between them. If they're okay with it in their mind, spirit, body, religion, and all of that, the government still doesn't have shit to do with it. In my brain.
You make a very valid point.
In my brain. I'm not right. I'm not wrong. I'm just saying.
No, but in the same sense, I mean, you could take it to other things too. Let's say gun control or freedom of speech.
Yeah. Well, see, freedom of speech is a right. But people confuse freedom of speech with freedom of repercussions. And that's not true. You can say whatever you want. So can I. But
Correct.
you got to deal with the freaking the outcome.
Well, that should be like speaking 101. I can say whatever the hell I want, but be prepared to
be prepared for the repercussions. All right. I'm going straight for the gutter punch now. The N-word. A person can say it, but if you get your ass whooped, don't act like freaking you don't know why.
You're right. You're right. Yeah.
You have the freedom of speech. You can say it all you want, but if you keep getting your ass whooped, you might want to stop saying it.
You might want to take a second look.
You might want to, you might want to say Negro.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? You might want to say black dude. Come on,
funny
man.
you say that. Years ago, before I got my degree, I was in a government class, and I wrote a thing on Clarence Thomas becoming. We were supposed to look at the political aspects of Clarence Thomas becoming a judge, right?
Okay.
And I happened to, I'll never forget this. In one line, I used the word colored.
Okay.
Okay. And I got reprimanded on paper for calling him colored because it was outdated.
That's bullshit.
I was about 30 years outdated. It's exactly what it was. 30 years outdated. And I was like,
Rick says, I thought Phil meant nuggets. Good one.
I'm scratching my head going, okay, well, I'm colored too. I just happen to be white colored, you know?
Everybody, here's my thing.
Yeah.
I go by, I'm a black guy. I'm a black American. Because I am.
Thank you. Yeah.
I've never
am
been
I a
African.
German American? No.
Right. I've never been African. I'd like to. I'd like to go visit. But
I would
African American. Where the fuck did that come from? I'm not African American. I'm from freaking the south side of Chicago.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I hear you.
People have, hey, well, are you African American? I said, no, man, I'm a black dude. I'm a black American. I'm American that happens to be, have black skin. Actually, I'm kind of doo-doo brown, but you know what I'm saying. I'm going with what's common.
Yeah.
But come on, man. I don't understand why everybody else is a nationality American except for white people.
Yeah. Well, like I said, am I supposed to be German American?
Yeah, man,
I'd love to go to Germany.
You got African American, Asian American, Hispanic American,
Native
American, and then, well, I'm white. Oh, well, I think you're European American or whatever you call it.
Yeah,
European American or come on, man. It's either fair or it's not fair. Okay.
Correct.
I don't understand why you just can't be motherfucking American. You know what I'm saying? We're all American. Why can't we? We're not even American. We're all freaking of the United States of America.
Correct.
All right. Because, this continent, North America, that includes fucking Mexico and Canada.
Correct. Yeah.
So, we're all we're citizens of the United States of America.
Yeah. If anything, the white guys, I remember the movie Stripes.
Yes.
Great movie. And Bill Murray's like, you're a mutt.
Yeah.
If anything, the white dude, he's a mutt. Hell, I got Greek in me and, German and Dutch and Scandinavian, like,
dude,
oh my God, I remember.
I'm a light-skinned black dude for a reason. Now I'm gonna break it down to you.
Okay. All right, brother.
My last name is Riddick.
Okay.
That's Irish.
Yeah, that's true. By the way, I
So-
sent you a friend request on Facebook.
I'm sorry.
I sent you a friend request on Facebook.
Then I will accept it. I'm skeptical. I get so many, change the subject real quick. I get so many friend requests because of Daddy Cooks. And
Yeah.
I say, yeah, my name's Phil, blah, 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 blah. And my face, and I will accept it, but I'm going to tell you, buckle your seatbelts, man. My Facebook is
I
volatile.
looked at it. I went and hit a couple likes. There's
Yeah.
a couple pictures of you as a very young man in your uniform and
Yeah.
when you got married, etc. Yeah, I hit like on all of them, brother.
Oh, we got Chef Johnny in here. Hey, Chef, how you doing, brother? And he can attest to it. My Facebook is volatile.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with that,
You know,
man.
I good things, inspirational things, but some things are. I just tell you, I say what I'm gonna say.
Say it.
Yeah.
Free country, brother. You're gonna offend me.
Okay, so I just had to throw that out. Yeah, we're good.
Well, you know, so you take. So let's take the name Jackson, right? My stepdad's last name is Jackson.
Okay,
How many black people out there have the last name of Jackson?
half of
They're
them.
all over, right? And unfortunately, we had this thing, and I'm not being sarcastic at all. I think it's very unfortunately, we had slavery at one time,
Yeah,
and a lot of the black folks, the slaves, did not have last names, and when they
Right.
became free, they were the Freedmen's Bureau made them
take on the
select
last
a
name.
last name, and they took on the plantation owner
Exactly.
last name because that's what they knew. Right or wrong, it's what they knew.
Now I tell you this: the Jacksons and the Smiths must have been some rich motherfuckers, man. They must have had a shitload of. They must have had a shitload of slaves, man. Because I know a whole lot of Jacksons and a whole
That's
lot of Smiths.
all over there. If you trace my stepdad's family back, Stonewall's in there,
Mhm.
and I mean, but he can trace his all the way back to Scotland.
Wow.
Back
I
in
never
the-
did that. My daughter did it once. That whole, ancestry, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, man, I'm not gonna spend my money for you to research back to slavery because you ain't going all the way back to Africa. You're not gonna get all of it.
You're not, yeah.
You know what I'm
You're not.
saying? So no, I think that's kind of unfair.
My grandmother was half. What we can tell is half Oglala Sioux. All right, so
Oh.
that would put me as what 12.5%. Although I don't look at it. My mom had the test done,
Mhm.
and it said nothing about Indian, even though
Wow.
my mother has the birth certificate that says that her father was a colonel in the army who
Okay.
died in 1919 of the Spanish flu.
Wow.
And he was a Native American. He was one of the highest ranking Native Americans at the time.
Wow.
You know, he was probably very segregated,
Mm.
unfortunate, but that was the times. I can't do anything about those times. That's the way it was, right?
Yeah. You're
And
right.
her mother was white.
Yeah.
But yet when they looked at the ancestry.com, nothing came up about it,
Wow.
which is the oddest thing. So I don't know. I like my best friend Steve, who was my cameraman for a long time. He did that, and he came up with 1% Nigerian.
Wow.
Of course, you know what he said, the one part of him that was Nigerian. You know what he was talking about. was like-
Swing low,
Yes.
sweet cherry.
Isn't that in Blazing Saddles? Come on, boys, sing us a song.
Yeah, yeah.
I
No,
get
it's
no kick from champagne.
I know. But it's just I get kind of not confused. I kind of get infuriated is a little bit too strong a word. I get irritated.
Irritated. Okay.
It's when it's, remember the Alamo, remember 9/11, remember the Holocaust. Y'all need to get over slavery. It pisses me off.
Yeah.
It pisses me off, man. And I've never been a slave. Okay, I haven't.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And I've never owned one.
Exactly. So that's not my argument. My argument is disrespectful to remember this history and that history
I
and
agree.
that
Totally.
history but y'all need to get over it. Come on, man.
Correct.
Either things are the same or they're not. I'm a simple guy.
Mhm.
I'm a simple guy.
Let me
I
ask you
never,
this.
there's no slave owners alive today. There's
Right.
no slaves in America. Now, there is slavery around the world, which they need to fix. That's a
Unfortunately,
whole
yeah.
different issue. But in America, to my knowledge, in the traditional way that we're talking about slavery, okay, there's some fucked up shit in America. But
I agree.
I acknowledge that. I acknowledge there's no slave owners the way we're thinking, and there's no slaves the way we're thinking. That's not the argument. The argument is if you're going to be respectful to this and to that, why is the other doesn't deserve respect? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's
I
my
totally agree. I totally
that's
agree.
my thing.
Let me
That's
ask you
my
this,
thing.
Phil. I've often wondered this, and
Yes.
we did a wedding over the weekend,
All right.
and the groom was black,
Right.
but and he was adopted by a white couple.
Okay.
Such a nice guy. He was one of the coolest people I've ever met. And I thought about asking him this, and I went, nah, you know what? This is his marriage night, and if it pisses him off, whatever. Juneteenth.
Okay.
Juneteenth, I get it. I understand it. I've read it. I have a master's degree in American history, right? I understand where it came from, etc.
Right.
But yet, slavery was not abolished until December 6, 1865. What are you, as a black man, what are your thoughts on Juneteenth?
Juneteenth, the way
Honestly.
I understand it, is when the final people that didn't know they were free found out they were free.
Bingo. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So you
Galveston, Texas.
can't say. I'm trying to break it down as simple as I can.
Sure.
So freedom didn't. I'm sorry. So slavery didn't end until then. Okay.
In
Now,
states that were in rebellion.
I'm sorry.
In states that were in rebellion.
Right, but
Because
I'm
there were
talking
four
about
states.
I'm talking about the United States of America as a whole. So
December 6th.
even though those states were in rebellion, they were part of the United States.
Correct.
So if the people didn't, hey, how you doing, Jared?
Hey, Phil. Hey, Mike.
If they didn't find out that they were free until that date, slavery hadn't ended until that date. That's the importance of that.
No, I find that very interesting.
That's the importance of that. And then to add on to that, even though, what state was it? Mississippi? I think it was Mississippi. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, they finally made slavery illegal on the books.
Yes, which is
So-
fuck up.
So now, that's kind of very dangerously close to fuck Juneteenth. We need to go to 3 years ago.
Correct.
You
Yeah.
feeling me? You feeling me? So
I do. I totally get you. Thank you. That's
so
an interesting perspective.
that,
I never thought of the Mississippi connection.
Yeah, I think about a lot of things. My mother used to say, honey, baby. Yes, ma'am. I'm talking about when I was little, 9, 10 years old. She's like, you're wise beyond your years. I don't know, if I say something or do something, blah, blah, blah. I'm a thinker. Things bother me and I'll ponder it until it makes sense to me. But being a former military instructor and, college instructor, blah, 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 it's easy for me to explain myself. Now, I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. I just can explain myself. So if what I'm saying makes sense to you, that opens a door.
Gotcha.
That's all I'm doing. If I can say something and it makes, like the Juneteenth thing, if I can explain something to you and it makes sense, that just opens a door. That opens somebody else's mind. I didn't think of it like the whole abortion conversation we had. I didn't think of it that way. Wow, that's an interesting outlook. That's different from what I was thinking. That's what I do.
Right.
and I have a cooking channel.
There you go. Jared, what's going on?
Oh, not much. Just enjoying this nice weather we're finally having here in South Texas.
Nice.
Nice.
It's actually
Yeah.
probably in the low 70s, so it's pretty damn nice.
Yeah, it's probably 65 here. It's just like perfect, man. You know.
Oh yeah.
It
Speaking of
is.
that, I'm going to step
It's
away for just
64 degrees. 64 degrees where I am.
I'm going to walk around the corner. I'll be right back. There's
All
somebody
right.
knocking at the front door right around the corner.
I'm gonna hang out here with Jared. What's going on, baby?
Not much. How are you, Phil?
I'm good, man. Just freaking being me. Say what I'm
Yeah.
saying, being disruptive.
I see.
Did some burgers today on the Blackstone. You see
I
that?
saw that.
Nice. They turned out great.
I said you needed some dead pork on there.
I know, man. I know. I got in the freezer. I got a brisket. I need to thaw. And Uncle Steve, shameless plug. Uncle Steve sent me some of his freaking cow powder, pig powder.
Yeah.
Man, I'm waiting to douse me a freaking brisket with that because man, it's good. It's delicious.
I tell you what, that cow powder.
Yeah.
Go get some like fajita meat.
Yeah.
Put that on there with some fajita meat. Throw some cumin on there.
Yeah. A little bit of lime.
Oh man, you will have some of the best fajitas. Just adding a little bit of cumin to it.
Yeah.
Because that cumin will bring out some more of that flavor of Uncle Steve's cow powder.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I'm
I'm
gonna start cranking out videos. I told my wife, I'm gonna see if I can put out. I got to get a schedule. That's the only thing holding my channel back is I haven't been consistent because I've always been gone. So if I can crank out for October, if I can crank out 2 videos a week, I'm talking about just straight cooking videos. Here's a plan. Do a cooking video and then do a live chat about the cooking video.
I like that.
Do another cooking video and then do a live chat about the video. So that'll do a couple of things. One, the people that see the live chat will be like, man, what are they talking about? And that might cause them to go back to look at the video.
But also here's another thing, kind of like what Rush Jones says.
Yeah.
You got to think about if you start doing more live videos.
Yes.
What he said is, and I'm sure you know this too, is YouTube will start looking at your analytics from your live videos, and it will kind of mess up your analytics when it comes to your regular videos, and it kind of displaces everything with some of your videos you put out. And so he says you kind of want to limit yourself with doing so many lives, because he says in the long run it can end up hurting you more than what good it does.
Really?
Except for when you're starting out like Mike, you know, trying to get his watch hours, that's perfect. But then I've noticed on a daily, I'll go and I'll check my watch hours. My watch hours are up anywhere between 50 and 75 hours on a daily basis that it updates.
Okay. Wow.
And so,
well, I don't know. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it because I have the how to word it. If I post a video, I mean not the live, that was just if I post a traditional video and then I SEO, and I get all that right, my video is gonna rank. All right. I've put out fresh videos and it'll rank, top 10, top 25 YouTube if you search for it. I got a shitload like that. But I do have some popularity. Now, what's against me is I've been dormant for about, for a little bit.
Right.
So I'm going to have to fight that battle to get back up into the, the forefront. I don't think it'll be that hard because I think I have enough loyal subscribers that even when I just went live, man, I had 200 plus views in like 25 minutes.
I mean, shit, Phil. I remember when you built your UDS.
Right.
I've been watching you since then, and then I remember that day you came out fucking raising hell because some asshole took the picture of the UDS and claimed it as his. And I still remember the day, man.
Really?
Oh, yes, sir.
You were madder
Oh my
than
God.
you were madder than shit. And I'm
Can
like,
I tell the story, Jerry?
Yeah,
Can I tell
yeah,
the story?
please do.
Listen.
I'd be pissed.
I went, no, somebody hit me up. They're like, Phil, you need to go to this link. And there was somebody on Craigslist selling ugly drum smokers, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. But the picture, these are the smokers that I'm selling, was my UDS. The picture of my
shit.
UDS, my thumbnail was
I'd
the
be
picture
pissed.
he was. Oh, I was fucking livid.
Oh,
I'm shooting this guy emails. Hey man, that's my picture. I don't care if you're selling UDSs. No, it's not. That's my. I'm like, dude, that's my fucking backyard. Those are my stairs. You know, and that's before I even did the video. I went back and forth with him, dude. Sell what you want, but you don't have permission to use my UDS. That's not what you built. I built that. That's false advertising. Mine's pretty. I don't know what you're doing. He wouldn't take it down. So I did a video. You can, I don't know if you can search for that. It's one of them. It's in there, one of my videos.
mhm.
And I was like, call to action. Listen, people, if everyone underneath the sound of my voice, go to www blah, 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 and tell that guy that that's bullshit. That's not his picture, man. I had a up and off. The dude finally took the picture down. I was livid. I didn't care that he was building and selling UDSs. That's his right. I didn't invent UDSs, but don't use my photo claiming that you built that. No, man, that's wrong. Oh, I was livid. I made like 2 or 3 videos.
It'd be like stealing somebody's picture and saying, this is mine.
Yes.
That's been what, over 6-7 years ago, right?
Yeah, man. That was about 6-7 years. Because the UDS video is 7 years old. Going on 8.
That's when
I think that happened that following year.
Yeah. That's when I remember started watching you, man. I started watching. I think my very first video I watched, you did Chitlins, or you did a video, and I was just like, you know what, man, I fucking love this guy.
Thank you, sir.
We talked about Chitlins last week. Love them.
Oh man, I got 2 videos of hog maws and chitlins. One of them, the video, the whole handheld thing. So I redid it and did how to clean them and then how to cook them.
Bill, how would you?
The first video I got drunk, man. I got drunk at the end. Shit.
How would you describe the taste of hog maws and chitlins?
Okay, the way I do it, and my daughter even said it in the video, the way they smell, she's like, it smelled like a meaty shrimp. If you clean them properly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I over clean, what I've been told.
I don't think there's a such thing as doing that.
I take every bit of membrane off of the meat, the intestine that's stuck to the membrane.
Yeah.
I take all of that plasticky film off. And I firmly believe that that's where any of the smell comes from. I think it comes from that membrane.
Interesting.
So I remove it all. Now I have to cook a lot more, and it's a all day thing to clean them.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's awful. Awful meaning an innard. It's an organ meat.
It's just like the tripas.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. But tripas are beef.
Cow,
as opposed to
pig.
Chitlins are pig. Right. Now, the reason I use hog maws, which are pig stomachs, all right, pig stomachs, not ribs, not belly meat, pig stomachs, is because volume. Because chitlins cook down into nothing. All right, you have to clean so many just to get, you can. When I was in Kuwait, me and a buddy of mine, we get 2 bags of pre-cleaned chitlins, which aren't clean. Still take the membrane off of them, cook them in a crock pot the hard way, and it's only 2 portions. So I've done 2 5-pound bags, and there's enough for 2 people to put on some rice.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a very, very painful process, but it's worth it. But as far as flavor,
it's so good. God.
The flavor, the way I do them is, one, you clean them so they're immaculate, and then I don't add any more water. Now, some people are like, oh, you're stewing them in their own juice. Listen, if you boil anything, you could chop off your arm and boil that shit for freaking 4 hours. There's no bacteria.
Uncle Steve's stick meat on it, you know.
throw some gator shake on your fucking forearm, man. And there's no bacteria. Nothing can live. No bacteria, no germs can live through a freaking 3 to 4 hour boil. Nothing.
Sure.
Okay. So the reason I don't add any extra, don't cut your arm off, guys. People listening, that's unhealthy.
I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
or don't go stick your dick in a meat.
Cut my arm off, some fuck you too. Anyway,
You just see an arm or a finger, like,
anyway, but people are concerned with, oh well, you didn't change the water. You didn't change the water, blah blah blah. If you cook, we're not gonna talk. Let's get off of chitlins. Let's do something simple. Broccoli. Let's go to broccoli. Name a vegetable that you like.
Potato.
Okay, let's go potato. A potato. If you boil a potato until it's almost done, and you pour all that water out, and then you put fresh water in, and you boil that potato until it's close to done, and then you pour all that water out, and you put in more water, and then you boil that potato until it's completely done, what is that potato going to taste like?
Like shit.
Bingo.
It's going to taste like fucking water. It's going to taste like nothing.
Bingo.
Okay. So you got a chitlin that you've cleaned that's immaculate. You put it in a pot with some hog maws. Don't add water because they're going to retain water through washing. You start cooking them down, and then they start producing their own fluid, and you let that stew until they're tender. You're good. There's no germs. There's no bacteria. Nothing can live through a 4-hour cook, a 3-hour cook. Now, you cook them for 20 minutes, and you pour that water out, you're losing flavor.
Correct.
Put in more water, and you boil them for another hour. You pour that water out because you're worried about what they are in bacteria, whatever. Put in more water. You boil them again. Now, you do this for 3 hours. The only flavor you get in that freaking chitlin is during that last piece of the cook is the onion and the red pepper, whatever you put it. So now the fluid that it's sitting in is going to taste like something, but your chitlin is going to have no fucking flavor whatsoever.
That's right.
Because you poured it all out.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when I make ribs, I'll take the fluid that comes off the rib and make a braise out of it.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's just pure flavor, man. Why get rid of it?
Right. Now, let me ask you this. Imagine making chicken soup the way some people make chitlins. You boil the chicken. You're making soup. You boil the chicken. And then you pour out all of that stuff because it has some froth on the top. Then you add more water, and then you boil the chicken some more. And you change the water 2 or 3 times, and then you throw in some onions and some carrots and some, whatever. What's your soup going to taste like?
Like water.
Exactly. Like water. Exactly, yeah. Or whatever vegetables in there. But who wants that?
That's the problem I have with a lot of people's chitlin cooking process.
Yeah, who wants just vegetable flavor? I want the chicken.
So now, I'm not saying the way I do it is right. I'm just saying that's the way I do it. I'm not going to change.
Right.
So, I've got a question for you, Phil.
Yes, sir.
With you growing up in the South, my grandma grew up in the South as well, and you were talking about the pig stomach and this and that. When my grandma was younger, they took this stuff. It was called head sausage.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with what that is?
I am.
What was it called, Jared?
Head sausage.
Oh, okay.
And basically, what it is, it's you imagine it's like boudin, but the way that it was made when my grandma was growing up, and I'm sure Phil could probably vouch for this too. They use barley as a filler.
Yep.
To kind of stretch it out.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the thing that my grandma grew up on. In this old meat market that I went to, that my grandma knew the owner very well, they make head sausage still, but they don't do it in the casing or the stomach of the pig anymore, because that's something that not many people can actually handle these days. You know, it's a very old way of doing it, and so you even like my grandma said, you cook this, your house is gonna smell like shit, but I tell you what, it's pretty damn good. So, and I actually got some head sausage I've been wanting to do a video of one day.
That sounds really good, actually.
Yeah,
I'll tell you this. A lot of people don't realize what they're eating.
right. That's so true, Phil.
How many of y'all folks listening, you can type a 1 or something in the comment section if you're here. How many of you guys like Italian sausage?
One,
You know,
I'm gonna put a 1 in there.
there you
One.
go. You get the mild Italian sausage, you get the hot Italian sausage, you get the spicy Italian sausage. When you cut through that sausage, what do you think that is that's holding that meat together?
It's not synthetic. It's a pig intestine.
If it's not a synthetic,
Exactly.
like a hot dog, some hot dogs have that synthetic casing. Some hot dogs don't. But folks, what do you think is holding that sausage together? Now,
Exactly.
I'm not trying to turn you guys off of sausage,
It ain't.
but
rainbow
I'm trying to
farts.
educate you.
It ain't unicorn piss and rainbow farts.
I know, man. Those are, if they're natural casings, those are intestine casings.
Yep.
Like haggis, right?
Exactly. Haggis is different.
That's a different kind
And
of
I've
sausage.
never made one.
No, but you're right.
I've had haggis. Look, in the Heathrow Airport. It wasn't good, but I think I can do it better. Haggis is a pig stomach, the whole thing. It's a pig stomach that's been stuffed with organ meats. Now, there's some organ meats in London that they use that you cannot use in America.
Right.
No shit. I did not realize that. Okay.
They use hearts. They use lung in some case.
Pretty much
They
use everything.
Yeah. And then they use barley as a filler.
Yep.
And they flavor, they cook all that together and then they stuff it inside the stomach. They sew the stomach shut and then they cook the stomach. So
I thought the stomach was the casing, but
no, you're talking about
then I'm wrong.
A hog maw. What we were talking about, I did with my chitlins, cut up a hog maw and clean them and cut them up. They just don't cut up the stomach. They leave the stomach whole. They stuff it with the heart, lung, kidney, barley, and other stuff.
And all that.
Yeah, and then season it, and then they sew it shut, and then they cook it that way.
That's
a haggis.
And also, they put a thickener in there too, like a flour to kind of
to bind it.
To bind all that blood together.
Yeah.
So,
well, wait, hold on. You're confusing the haggis with the black pudding. Black pudding is a blood pudding. Yeah. Oh, I do. Look, I research for food now. I do.
I've had Filipino blood pudding or blood pie, something
blood
like
pie,
that.
All right, or blood sausage. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Blood pudding.
Yeah, exactly. And check this one out: spotted dick.
Oh yeah.
Spotted.
a
lot of people don't know that spotted dick is a fucking dessert, man. It's a dessert. It's a cake like pudding. Spotted dick. Man, this conversation, Mike, we've been everywhere.
Dude, you and I have
been around the world.
Weirdest conversations. I love it, man. You and I are like, our conversations are like on some wild level.
Mike,
they really are.
If you've only heard the conversation Phil's and I've had when we're out on the porch drinking.
That's why you're perfect for this, Jared. What do you call this? The Jared Phil Mike show.
I mean, I talked about this earlier, and we did the same thing last week. I'm not inhibited at all by conversation. If we're gonna talk now, how I think I'm a little bit different is I do educate myself as much as I can on as much as I can. So I will take a conversation a little bit further than some do. But then I'll back it up, or I'll have a reason, or I can justify my thoughts. you will notice that I never try to tell or make anybody do anything. I
That's
don't
true.
say you're wrong. I don't say I'm right. I say I understand what you're saying, and this is how I think.
Bingo. And there's nothing wrong with that. Jared, last week, I'm going to blame Phil for this. He had me saying the N word.
He what?
With an A, not an R.
Yeah, but it's still when it in the context of the
Correct.
conversation.
I'm giving
All right?
you shit, dude. I'm just giving you shit.
I got you. But context of the conversation.
Blazing Saddles.
There's nothing wrong with saying even a derogatory word if you're using it descriptively or if you're discussing the word or the impact of the word.
I think it
Totally
all
agree.
depends. I think it all depends on like what Phil's saying is. It depends on how you're using it and how it's
Bingo.
translated.
Here's
Bingo,
a perfect
Jared.
example. Perfect example. Freaking Tarantino, Django.
Oh God, Django. Oh my, great movie.
Great movie.
Yeah,
Awesome
And
movie.
there was, and I'm gonna say it, there was niggas all through that movie. The word was in there, but
Yes.
at no time was it used
derogatory
as far as there was people being called a bunch of shit, but it was being used properly in accordance with the time period that the movie was portraying.
Correct. Bingo.
You see what I'm saying?
Right there, yep.
So now if you're being historically accurate with the dialogue, I don't have a problem with that. And a lot of people don't. But then you have some people that just got a problem with, oh, they said it. Oh, okay. But how was it used?
Yeah.
You know?
I think people these days they wear their feelings on their shoulders too much.
I agree.
And they let some of the littlest things just irritate the shit out of them. And and I'm just gonna say this, you can't go back and you can't rewrite history.
True.
You can't go back and you can't change history.
True.
But the only thing that you can do from here on out is you can make history the way you want it to be. Don't
I disagree.
But you have the right to make the history how you want it to be these days.
No,
You're
I
talking
think
about the
that's
future?
wrong. I think history needs to be told honestly.
Right. And I agree with you. But from
Yes.
here on forward,
You're talking about
You're talking future.
history.
the future,
Yes.
what we're living now, we the people as we sit here right now, we're the people that can write the history that is going to be taught about generations down the road.
I agree.
Yeah, because tomorrow's
agree.
history. Today,
I agree.
tomorrow will be history.
And-
I agree. I
that's
kind of misunderstood what you were saying, but I agree.
And that's what I mean is we have to sit here and we have to realize, look, our ancestors fucked up back in the day. Nobody's perfect. Everybody fucked up. But the only thing that we can do is the four of us sitting right here chatting, the only thing that we can do is we can try to make things better for the way people see us.
I
Bingo.
agree. But now,
Totally.
I'm not going to say that the people in the past fucked up. I'm going to say the people in the past lived the way they lived then.
True.
But by
Because
our
there's a lot of things that were legal.
Right.
So they were abiding by the law.
Mhm.
Now the laws were fucked up.
Yes.
The people weren't. They were going by what they were taught. Now, I cannot excuse human nature. It's just in my brain hard for me to understand how you can feel that you can own people and now I'm going to have more kids, rape them or not rape them or raise them or breed them or whatever and then sell their children. There's nothing anywhere if you call yourself a Christian that's okay.
No.
There's nowhere in there that's okay.
I think,
So-
Phil, that we judge history based upon what we know today, how we live today.
Right.
And
Valid point.
If I was 150, 60, 70 years ago, even Abraham Lincoln, he was well known for telling black jokes.
Yeah.
He didn't want to stop slavery. He didn't want to abolish it. He wanted to stop it going forward in
Right.
new territories. That's all he wanted to do. But by today's standards, we look at that and go, oh my God, what was that guy thinking? But I'm using my standards of today to judge somebody from 160 years ago.
Right. And that's not fair to them.
Correct.
Okay. So now there, you got a black guy defending the founding fathers. Okay. So you did it. Anyway, here's my thing. I look at, and I call it hypocrisy. You have people that write the Constitution.
Right.
Correct.
And you have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Do we? That's in the Declaration of Independence.
I'm
That's
sorry,
not-
Declaration of Independence. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's in Declaration of Independence, written by slave owners.
Correct.
That's hypocrisy right there. Now, so you have people that want to be free from England. They want to get from underneath the thumb of England.
Correct.
You guys are freaking impoverished. We're under your thumb. We want to be free, but we want to take our slaves with us. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, exactly. It is a hypocrisy.
It
But
is.
how it was.
But that's the way it
then.
was then.
Correct.
I got you. I understand. It's just the things that we are doing now, and this is where I have the problem with the Constitution. This is going to sound weird. Just take a breath and hear me out before you castrate me. Here's the
Jared,
problem that
it's
I
time for
have.
good castration.
This is the problem I have with the Constitution. Everyone says our founding fathers, and these are the rules and the amendments, and we got to go by this. The founding fathers had no fucking idea the way the United States is right now. No fucking idea that there was going to be gay marriage accepted.
Phil,
No idea.
Phil, that's why they allowed amendments to it. Because
why
the
have they
Constitution is a
stopped?
living, breathing document, quote unquote,
Right.
living, breathing document, and it changes with the times.
The Constitution is a suffocating document because they are no longer amending it. Times are still changing.
They
All right.
are.
10 years ago, if you would have found, someone would have told you that same-sex marriage was going to be legal, you've been like, get the fuck out of here.
That's why we have but I kind of agree with you, but that's what we have the Supreme Court for, right? It is all about interpretation.
The
Supreme Court is not there to make law; it's there to interpret law.
I agree. They're going to interpret the Constitution of the United States of America and its amendments.
But based
the-
upon their understandings today versus how it was the founding fathers. Whether
the
they
purpose
say it
of-
or not, that's how they're going to do it.
What's the purpose of an amendment?
Change the Constitution.
No, to correct a shortfall, to correct a freaking shortcoming of
You're
the
right. You're
Constitution.
absolutely right. You're
Something
absolutely
that wasn't thought about, so they had to make an amendment to accommodate it. Right?
But I will preface it that
Okay.
originally in the Constitution, only males of a certain age, white males, landowners could vote. Right? So they
Right.
changed it to, you're right, to correct the
To
problem.
correct the shortcoming.
Correct.
So
You're
now,
right. You're right. You're
when-
right. Yep,
when-
I admit it. You're right.
When was the last amendment made for the Constitution?
25 years ago was the last one that was approved, and it was actually one of the original 12 amendments.
Mm-hmm.
And it was they cannot raise Congress cannot raise their pay during an election year or some crazy thing like
Right.
that.
A
27th Amendment.
minor change. 25 years ago, a quarter of a century ago.
Correct.
In 25 years, have there been any major changes in our society?
Well, there's
Oh,
been
big time.
There's been huge changes, but nothing.
And how many of those warrant an amendment?
The government.
But that's what you have the Supreme Court for.
But the government.
No, the Supreme Court, once again, interprets the shit that's existing now. Why are there no more amendments? If the society's changing, I think
Well,
the
how many amendments are you
Constitution
going to have
should
in the Constitution, Phil?
change.
You're
Until
going to
freaking,
have 1,000?
okay, let's say this. The Constitution is how old?
220,
1776.
30 years old.
Okay. And in that time, at some points, they were saying there's things that need to be changed in the Constitution to accommodate society.
Okay.
But we haven't had any changes at all in the last 25 years.
Okay. But we
No amendment.
We have, and that's why the Supreme Court is there.
You're back to interpretation. The Supreme Court, in my opinion, there's two things wrong with the Supreme Court.
They're crooked.
In my brain. One, there should not be a lifetime appointment to any fucking thing.
I agree.
Nothing. Okay.
I think they should only be allowed to do terms like a president.
Well, no, okay,
Yeah,
or whatever the rule is. Okay,
Yes.
I understand. There should be some type of term limit. Same thing with Congress. You shouldn't be able to retire from fucking Congress, the House or the Senate. Mitch McConnell, Pelosi, Schumer. If you're over fucking 50, your brain's too old. Get the fuck out of there.
Career politics.
That's my
I'm
brain.
53, dude. My brain.
I'm 54. I shouldn't be able to run for Congress now. I'm too fucking old. My brain's too old. You see what I'm saying? And this is just me. That's just the way I think. That's the way I think. But if society's constantly changing, I think that the founding document should also be able to change. Here's my thing.
How many amendments are you going to have, Phil? So you're going to have an amendment for everything?
Is society going to stop changing?
Nope.
No, but that's what the Supreme Court is there for.
Supreme Court is based on interpretation of existing law and amendments.
Correct. So if let's say, let's say gun control, right?
All right.
The prevailing thing right now is it's about maybe 55, 45 for 55 for no gun control, 45 for gun control, right? You're talking about the Second Amendment here. What if that switches, right? So now do we get rid of gun control because that's our society, or do you look at it and go, the Supreme Court says, well, the Constitution says, so should the Supreme Court say, well, because of popular opinion, we should have gun control now?
The Constitution says that the right to bear arms should not be infringed.
Correct. But it also talks about militias, which are kind of outdated.
But without being a collector, can you have a machine gun?
Sure you can.
Without being a collector, I cannot just go buy a freaking full auto machine gun. You can't. Neither can you, Mike. Can you, Jerry? Can you just buy a full auto machine gun legally?
But the Constitution doesn't say that I can have
I have to go buy a tax stamp, and I can go fucking buy one.
Yes, you can, because that's what a tax. That's a special freaking edition. You paid for that.
But
you can't just go buy one.
I mean, you can out of the back of a trunk in the street.
But that's illegal. So therefore, hear my argument. Hear my argument. You cannot buy a full auto weapon without some type of special freaking tax stamp, blah, blah, blah. So therefore, since I can't buy a full auto weapon, my right to bear arms is infringed already.
Exactly.
It is infringed, but you still have the right to buy it. You just have to pay the tax for it.
Phil,
this is true.
Mike, I think what Phil is getting at, and I agree with him. I think us as the people, when he says, it's our Second Amendment right to go, we should be able to, if you're a law-abiding citizen, you ain't some fucking wacko who's just got released from fucking federal prison or some fucking chomo or whatever, we should have the right to own what kind of guns we feel we are fit to own, not what the government and society says, hey, Phil, I don't think you need a full auto machine gun, or Phil, I don't think you need a minigun. By all means, I think I need a couple miniguns. So, I mean,
now, Chef Johnny, I'm gonna chime in. He said, Chef Johnny said, not everything needs to be an amendment. Laws can handle that by laws. Okay, I got you.
I'm gonna agree with Chef Johnny.
I agree with him. Everything does not need to be an amendment. My thing is this: some things should be. Because if your argument, Mike, is, well, how many amendments are going to be? My counter argument is going to be, when is society going to stop progressing.
No, it'll never stop progressing.
So I think at some points, and I don't know what those points are, but at some points, there's going to have to be sooner or later some amendments to address something that wasn't thought of, something that's not protected, or something that was ignored, because the founding fathers couldn't think of everything. I guarantee the founding fathers didn't know shit about unleaded gasoline. You with me? The founding fathers couldn't think. They couldn't think of everything.
Correct.
And our society is going to continue to evolve. Look at the Bible, man. Look at the Bible. That is a document that was written. I'm not going to say who wrote it. All right, people. That's the word. That's the word of
Lord
God.
only knows. God only knows who wrote it.
That's the word of God. Gee, God didn't write none of that. It was written by people, inspired or claiming that. I just find it odd that most of the time they were saying they saw shit in a dream. Okay, cool. All right. Read it yourself. Read it yourself. Angel came to him in a dream. Now, I don't know what he drank or smoked before he went to sleep, but an angel came to him in a dream. Anyway, I don't want to go there.
I want that.
I don't want to go. I'm being a joke. I'm joking, folks. Don't castrate me.
I know. I know. We get you, brother.
But things change, man. And, any historical document is that as such, but nothing written 100 years ago is going to completely apply to what's going on right fucking now, because there's things going on right. I don't know what's going to happen 10 years from now.
So let me get this straight. Maybe I'm a little off base.
No?
The 14th Amendment, we're going to go back to the black thing.
All right.
Freed blacks. So
yes.
That was written 150 years ago, roughly, give or take a few years.
Right.
That totally applies today. Same with the 19th Amendment or 20th that says women have the right to vote, or same with something in 1933.
It does.
That now we can drink again.
Now let's go back to Juneteenth. They were freed when, and then when did people find out?
Okay, but here's the thing with Juneteenth.
Yeah.
Juneteenth was based on a executive order. If you look at the Emancipation Proclamation, or as we used to say in school, masturbation constipation.
Masturbation constipation.
And it's a horrible, but no, it's a great document.
Yes.
It freed slaves in states that were in rebellion, but it did not do Missouri, Kentucky, Maryland, or Delaware, because they were not in rebellion.
Right.
And the federal government had no quote unquote control over those states directly. And it took an amendment to get rid of that.
Right.
And that was December 6, 1865.
Right. But then I'm going to default back to what we said about Mississippi, man, 3 years ago.
Well, you know what? Mississippi can say,
and that was under
slavery.
the table. It was a law that was just there, and they found it, and they got rid of it. I got it, but it still looked like ass.
It does look like ass.
We're 2020. We're talking 2017. I think it was 3 years ago. 2017. They took the last slave law off the books in Mississippi.
The last slave law, but in order for the states that were a part of the former Confederacy to rejoin the Union under the Republican government of 1860s, 70s, the states had to agree to there was like 2 or 3 amendments that they had to agree to, and they had to sign. But that's where the problem was, that's where the Jim Crow laws came into effect. The grandfather clauses. If your grandfather couldn't vote, Phil, you can't vote either.
So and Jim Crow,
total bullshit. But that's what they were able to get away with. And that's where separation of church and state came from. I'm sorry, separate but equal came from.
But the whole Jim Crow thing were loopholes, so we could still keep fucking black people up.
Exactly.
That's what that was.
100%.
So now you're free, but you're still getting fucked up. So you're not free.
Well, that's why in the 65 or so they had the poll tax.
Right?
Because once Jim Crow was kicked out, then all of a sudden the South said, "Hey, you guys, if you're going to vote, you're going to pay $15."
Now,
and that was a lot of money in 1960.
Well, now check this out. What just happened with Bloomberg?
Michael Bloomberg.
Michael
He did
Bloomberg,
something in Florida.
Florida. Exactly. They
Yeah.
freaking changed the law. They said if you have done your listen back to poll tax. Listen, if you have done your time in prison, you're a felon. You've done your time and you're released. Now you have your right to vote again. Because what? Not the scientist, but the
Don't they have to
bald guy.
pay something?
The
They had to
bald. Hold on,
pay
I'll get to
upfront.
that. The bald guy before the scientist. I can't remember his name. The governor. He was having hearings, bringing in whatever amount of people. They state their case on why they should be able to vote. He listened to them and then deny them. Pow! I can't feel in my own. The only rule was how he felt about it. It was bullshit. Now they passed a law. You do your time. Then once you do your time, you get your right to vote back because voting is a right.
Correct.
All right. So now they were like, okay, the Republicans came back together, and then they in Florida. This is only a Florida thing. This is not a national thing. And they're like,
Correct.
okay, even though they have the right to vote, they can't vote until they pay off all their fees.
Correct.
So if you go to court and you get convicted, they're going to tack on the court fees and any other associated fees. So you do your 10, 15, 20 years, whatever, you get out. Now you still have these fees that can be anywhere from $100 to thousands of dollars to a felon who just got released, who probably is going to have difficulty getting a job, period, because of the crime. And now he can't vote or she can't vote until they pay these taxes that they've added on to, or these fines that they've added on to because of legal whatever cases. So now you got a guy that paid the price for his crime, and he still can't vote until he pays whatever amount of money to the state. So freaking Bloomberg said, fuck it. We're going to raise some money. I think it was somewhere between 12 and $16 million to blanketly pay off a lot of these fines. Now, people were saying, well, if you won't let these people vote because of this money, it's kind of like a poll tax. And the state said, no, it's not a poll tax. It's just that they owe the state money. It has nothing to do with a poll tax. They just, once they pay that money, they're free and clear.
Correct.
So Bloomberg came in saying, well, I'm going to raise $16 million or $12 million and pay these fines off for these people. And they were like, hold it. Now he's buying votes. You can't have it both ways. If the state says it's not a tax, it's just a fine to be paid, and Bloomberg raises the money to just pay the fine to be paid, that person can vote. He ain't buying shit. He's clearing a debt. Am I wrong?
So let me ask you something, Phil.
Yes, sir.
You said voting is a right, correct?
It is a right.
I can hear you guys. I just need to step away.
All right, Mike.
So here's my question.
Yes, sir.
Back to the Constitution, the Second Amendment right. You know what I mean? We're all right to the bear arms.
We're back to the guns. Okay.
So you said in Florida, when people do their time, they get out of prison, they do their time, they're able to vote.
Right.
Now,
well, no, they're not right now until they pay those fines off.
Until they pay those fines.
But okay.
But as we sit here and we talk about the Second Amendment as our right as United States, as Americans, the Constitution and all that. Now, wouldn't that kind of fall under the same part as voting, since we have the right to bear arms, but yet they're telling felons that you can't own firearms because of what you did?
Well, no.
Wouldn't that be kind of the same
you can
thing?
lose rights.
Right.
You can lose rights based on criminality and conduct. Okay. The United States Army, when I was in, if you had I'm an infantry guy.
Yeah.
All right. We live and die by guns.
You
That's what we do. I got to have guns. I need to be able to shoot pistols, shotguns, machine guns, big and small, Mark 19s, grenade launch. We shoot a lot of shit. And we train and practice so we can kill people. Sounds terrible, but that was my job.
Yeah.
But in Georgia and North Carolina, if you beat your wife, smacked her around, and you got convicted of domestic violence, you were no longer allowed to carry a firearm in North Carolina and Georgia. So they didn't take your right, you relinquished it by beating your wife's ass. That's different. So now if you can't carry a firearm, you can't be a freaking infantry guy no more.
Right.
In North Carolina. So you just threw your career away. Now, do you have the right to bear arms? Yes. Do you have the right to whoop your wife's ass? No. If you do one, you lose the other. So it's not taking a right. You either willingly or unwillingly took yourself out of the running to do that anymore.
Right.
That makes sense?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Wow.
I
How
dig
did
this conversation.
How did we get here, Mike? How did we get here, Mike?
Phil, you and I always go so deep in conversations. And we add Jared, and it's like even deeper. I love it. These are the kind of conversations I enjoy. You know,
And
we may
I
not.
hope your channel, man. I hope I don't hurt your channel with this.
It's all good, brother.
I hope it's
Sorry.
valuable.
It is very valuable. You know, we don't have to agree. We don't.
But we definitely don't have to fight over it. Yeah,
Exactly.
I don't have to see. But we have not disagreed. We have all discussed, and we've kind of bended, yielded, and listened to each other. So we all kind of understand how each other think. I didn't say agree or disagree. We understand how each other think. That's the important thing of a conversation.
I totally agree. Totally agree, Phil. That is so important. Yeah. And I think that gets lost somewhere.
Oh, man, it gets destroyed. And there are so many people that feel it's okay to stop me, and everybody, stop me from doing something because they don't like it.
Correct. I mean, seriously, at any point I could have dropped you. And, you know, but this is an open forum. And that's having a master's in American history taught me that it's all about open forums. Who wants to live in a world where we all go, yep, you're right.
Yep, you're right. Or no, you're wrong. And I don't have a master's in anything. I got freaking 20 plus years in military. I have 50 years of living on the planet. Mm-hmm. All right. I'm a master. There's no degree in this, but I'm a master evaluator of freaking opinions. I'm a great judge of character. I can express my feelings and I can listen to others.
Correct.
Fuck, I'm a professor as far as I'm concerned.
No, you know, you mentioned earlier that people with masters, doctorates, etc., are like career students.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, I never looked at it that way until tonight. But if I went on to get my doctorate, you're right. I would have been a career student, even if I was teaching. And technically, I could have taught a class at a university on American history. And but at the end of the day, you're always learning. We're always still learning. And to stop and listen to the other person, to hear what they have to say, I'm not going to change. You know, it's very, very rarely are you ever really going to change somebody's mind, in my opinion, right? Okay. But you are going to plant a seed in their head that's going to make them think.
I just think that I wish, I can't say think, I wish, I would hope that everyone on the planet can do what we are doing right now.
I love this. I do this every night, dude. I totally would. Totally.
Be able to talk and listen and understand, see a different point of view, accept it, absorb it. And even if it's not yours, I wish the whole freaking world could do what we're doing right now.
Yeah. And you know what? I totally agree. And I would be willing to do this again tomorrow night or the next night or the next.
Hold on. I'm good. Shit. Yeah.
I'm good too, brother.
I'm good.
No, but I mean, it's just a true story because
this right here would have been a perfect fucking podcast, man. This would have been a perfect podcast.
I'm looking forward to getting on your podcast, dude. And I probably won't go into as in depth.
No, we will
Perfect.
definitely go. This would be a perfect. You know what?
You say when, and I'm there, brother.
No, I'm saying this conversation here. Well, no, I'm not going to do that. But anyway,
Oh,
I was
please,
gonna say,
come
I was
on.
gonna say, psh, man, I could download this and cut out this piece and
Please
upload it
do.
bigger than shit.
I'm going to tell you right now, Phil.
Yes,
Please
sir.
do. Please do. You have my permission to do so.
Dude, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna
Please
do
do.
it.
I would
I'm
love it.
gonna I had to come up with a name for it. I might just call it, Arbop Mike's random conversation. I might call it something. Now
Okay.
this is 2 hours and 30 minutes long. I would download this portion,
Sure.
you know.
Please do. Call it Talking with Jared and the Dude,
Okay,
Whatever,
I'm gonna consider it. Before I do it, I will hit you up definitely.
You
Because
have
we had great conversation. Not dude,
We did.
the dude, but dude.
Yeah.
This is a great conversation, man. And we went all over the place.
We
And
did. That's what I love about our conversations, dude.
I think it's listen worthy. I think it's podcast listen worthy. I do.
That's cool.
I
That
think
is
that's
awesome.
I think that's sometimes what's wrong with people, Phil, is they don't listen. They just jump to conclusions before
Yeah.
before they hear the whole thing. And
I think people don't. They don't. I'm not gonna say research because we did not stop and research this conversation. But I think people internally know what's right and what's wrong.
I agree.
What sounds right, what sounds wrong. Now, after the conversation, go back and do some research and then rehash if you can. Yeah, man, I really like this conversation, and I think I'm still part of this.
Please do. Please
I'm
do.
gonna
You
still
totally have
part of
my
this,
permission, brother.
And
I think that would be great.
This might be my next podcast, and
I love it.
yeah.
I love it. What I loved about it is all three sides presented their case, right?
Yeah.
We may not have changed anybody's mind, but we planted seeds in the other person's head to make them go, that is definitely an opinion that is worth looking at.
That's something I didn't think about, or that's a different point.
Correct.
We're 2 for 2, Mike. We're 2 for 2.
I dig it, brother. I dig it.
We're 2 for 2. I'm gonna jump off of here, man. I gotta go downstairs and massage my wife or do something. Anyway. Hey, man, I love you guys. I love you guys like cook food, and yeah, I will.
Like
if I pull
chitlins.
this piece out, and I'm gonna leave this in here. I'm pull my piece out. I'm gonna obviously do an intro, and I gotta do a middle freaking ad, and I gotta give you all the credit. Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to find the perfect piece of this. But love you like cook food, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for letting me destroy your whole conversation. Not destroy, but thank you for letting me interject, man. And I love having a great conversation. That's exactly what this was.
I'm going to start doing this every Wednesday, and I might bring in guests from time to time. But both of you gentlemen are always welcome.
Thank you, Mike.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate it, man. I had a great time. Rick says later, Phil. Hey, guys, everybody in the chat. If I hurt anybody's feelings, I'm not sorry. If you learned something, I'm glad you did.
All right, guys. Hey, everybody in the chat. Phil, Jared, have a good night, my friends.
You too, brother.
We'll talk to you later.
Appreciate you.
Okay, brother.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Good night, guys. I appreciate it. I had fun. I hope you guys had fun as well. And we'll see you next Wednesday. Maybe we'll actually talk about barbecue. Actually, with having Phil online, that was awesome. And Jared, both of those guys are heroes to me when it comes to barbecuing. So make sure to check out their channels, guys. We'll talk to you later. Have a good night, everybody. Love you. Bye.